pussy like it's food tonight. Yeah. They don't love me, but it's cool tonight. I like to keep it loose, but keep the moves tight. You was right, running numbers up, I'm shooting dice. Fuck a suit and tie, I'm loosey goosey, but the moves are tight. Louis slippers never slipping, I just like to slide. I was on your side till you group me with these other guys. Hand on the blunt, I ain't done. Here come the sun, hair up in a bun. Yeah. And I like what I see. She a freak, said she only really do this shit for me. That's a cap. PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know what time it is. Got that in common, we all feel the pressure. Bitch, I'm plugged in, yeah, the vibe is electric. Room full of comments, they all tryna sex me. Feel like Dennis Rodman in 1990. It's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. It's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. And it's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. It's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. It's all good blood. PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know what time. Fuck a plug, you don't need it when you plugged in. They know it's us, we don't need no introductions. It's just us, we don't need no one for nothing. But it's always something. Skipping town, cause I really can't be around it. Sometimes the only way to go is right around it. Had some shit to say, I didn't like the way it sounded, so I left it where I found it. Yeah. Why stop now? Why stop now? No, not my style, not my style. Yeah, drop top down, that's my style. Why stop now, baby? Why stop now? PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know what time it is. Got that in common, we all feel the pressure. Bitch, I'm plugged in, yeah, the vibe is electric. Room full of comments, they all tryna sex me. Feel like Dennis Rodman in 1997. You ready? I don't do this, but I do tonight. I do. Okay. Eat that pussy like it's food tonight. Yeah. They don't love me, but it's cool tonight. I like to keep it loose, but keep the moves tight. You was right, running numbers up, I'm shooting dice. Fuck a suit and tie, I'm loosey goosey, but the moves are tight. Louis slippers never slipping, I just like to slide. I was on your side till you group me with these other guys. Hand on the blunt, I ain't done. Here come the sun, hair up in a bun. Yeah. And I like what I see. She a freak, said she only really do this shit for me.
Hey, pipe up, Hood Rich.
Doing something different, had to switch it up. Turned up in my section, every night we live it up. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck. Doing something different, had to switch it up. Turned up in my section, every night we live it up. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck. All my haters mad, but
It's Hill. Taysom Hill picks up the Saints first down, still going. Wow. Spin. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. I got sauce, I got flavor. Get it, all this paper. I got sauce, I got flavor. Get it, all this paper. Plain Jane Paddock on my motherfucking wrist. They notice every time when I walk up in this bitch. Hustle, walk up in this bitch. Keep my Glock up in this bitch. Hustle, walk up in this bitch. Keep my Glock up in this bitch. My chopper hit. My chopper hit.
Martinez
My 40 hit.
up.
My 40 hit. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip.
Doing something different, and I had to switch it up. Turned up in my section, every night we live it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Mafia podcast. I am your host, TJ Riddell, and tonight we are talking about the prediction show for college football week 13 and NFL week 12. And let me tell you guys, I'm excited about this week because conference championship implications are happening. Chaos is about to ensue in the college football world. And also in the NFL world, there's not a whole lot of good games. But Billy, get over there because it's my turn to have the spotlight. Anyway, it's gonna be a crazy week of football. Last week we had some really good games in football on all cross sports. First week of Texas high school football, first round playoff. Then you have Kansas upsetting BYU. And a lot of implicated games for a conference championship just opened up for a lot of conferences, and some have been closed in the doors for a lot of colleges. And then in the NFL, got some teams sparking up right at the right time. The Pittsburgh Steelers, JMO's team.
Yep.
How about Russell Wilson?
I don't want to talk about Russell Wilson.
But
Pittsburgh
anyways,
Steelers played a good game. That's all I'm going to say.
anyways, we already recapped that game. I already said my piece about it, but let me just tell you something. I have a gut feeling about something, JMO. You know what? Oh, let me introduce JMO first. Ladies and gentlemen, the producer of this fine show.
Hello.
The backbone of this show, and also let me tell you about his record overall right now.
I'm doing horribly, aren't I?
50 and 47, so you're above average.
Wow, that's pretty.
So,
that's pretty good for someone who doesn't know anything. That's crazy.
So yeah, he usually copies a lot of my stuff, but anyway, I'm just kidding. Big clap for Damo. But anyways, how you doing, man? How's the beard? How's Nevada treating you?
Getting along, man. Getting along. Nevada's treating me all right, I guess. It's it's getting colder. I love that. So. But yeah, dude. That
Nevada cold. I remember the days in Reno, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, what would warm me up is Bacardi and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Which is a weird combination. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Back in my Navy days, folks, I was Leahy drunk. Okay, let me tell you. But I want to talk about something real quick. I have a gut feeling, JMO. You know what that gut feeling is?
What's that?
Why is A&M a week before the Lone Star Showdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a big game in Jordan Hare Stadium, by the way. Whether they agree or not.
Yep.
The team that they're playing against before Texas, they're going into Jordan Hare Stadium to take on Auburn, by the way.
Yep.
A&M has this weird fetish about focusing on Texas before their opponents beforehand. And this has always happened throughout time. Let's just keep it a buck. So Mike Elko gets to the fucking podium. And they ask him a question. I think it was about the Lone Star Showdown. How are they keeping the players focused or the coaches focused from the outside noise from the Lone Star Showdown? I think that's what was asked.
Yeah.
What I saw was Mike Elko go to the it's like, well, this is blah, 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 blah. And he mentioned, we're just here to focus on Texas. I mean, Auburn.
Yeah.
Tell me they're not focused on Texas without telling me. Mike Elko just fucking exploited your fan base. Congratulations. And I am getting comments in my comment section from Aggies already. We're gonna beat y'all. We're gonna beat y'all. Better hope Kentucky doesn't do that to you. Well, let me tell you something. J-Mo knows this. It's no disrespect towards J-Mo, but it's part of the reason why I didn't put us on the list, J-Mo.
Wait, is it this week?
It is this week. But
Fuck, dude, you should have put it on the list, man. That would have been fun. Come on.
you want to know my prediction, J-Mo?
Go ahead.
It's not good for y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all's offense is inconsistent.
You want to know my pick for us? It's not good for us.
For y'all.
Yeah, for us.
See,
yeah.
that's why I didn't want to put that on there. Because we already know.
When I say us, I'm talking about Kentucky. I think. Okay, if I can steal the spotlight just for 1 second.
Go ahead.
So,
before I ruin
game,
every
right?
Aggie's night.
I'm gonna say this about Kentucky, right?
Oh.
I had really high hopes for y'all this season, and I really think y'all screwed the pooch. I think there's only one person who really did it. Everybody on that team is there to play. Everybody on that team, every time I see them show up for a football game, is there to play. And I think TJ can agree with that.
Yep.
There is one person on this team that fumbles harder than anybody else, and I mentioned it before. It should be no surprise. Mark Stoops, terrible.
How ironic that we're talking Mark Stoops right now.
Terrible, terrible coach. Listen, anybody who decides to go for it against Ole Miss, 4th and 17, you're lucky that Brock is a good quarterback. You're lucky that Brock was a great quarterback. And that's not putting faith in your quarterback. That's just a horrible call. Come on, man. And
not to mention, you could have beat Georgia, but you punted with 3 minutes left to play in Georgia territory. Deep in Georgia territory, I believe on the 38-yard line.
It's one thing to have balls. It's another thing to be stupid. And I really think that Mark Stoops is just stupid, man. Come on. You cannot tell me that the dude who had Georgia on their Achilles heels, right? You cannot tell me that, he was ready to, punch it in and be ready for the win, and be ready to finally be ranked. And then you screw the pooch like that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Your coaching style is horrible. I don't understand what the hype is. I never understood what the hype is.
Can I just interject real quick?
Sure,
you said his coaching style is horrible. Here's what I say about his coaching style. Outdated.
It's not even,
outdated.
dude. It's not even
it's the most simple offense to read as a defensive coordinator. PK is gonna fucking lick his chops at Mark Stoops' offense. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Texas is has the most interceptions in the SEC right now. They are one of the most hard-hitting defenses. They are the most turnover forced defenses in the country right now. I'm telling you right now, this Kentucky offense is going to have a lot of trouble against the Texas defense.
Well, but here's the thing.
And you've seen it. You've seen it with all these teams that we played.
Well, I
Like,
have, but here's
Yeah.
here's the thing, and there's the thumbs up. Here's the thing, though. Like, this is the thing
Yeah.
that bothers me the freaking most, man. Like, we have the skill. We have the skill. We have a good quarterback
Yes.
who has proven that he can be a good quarterback, and we have good runners, right? What we should be doing is we should be running a pistol, or we should be running a gun. You know, we're running an
Yep.
older style offense, and it's just not working. We don't want to change with the times, and I understand what you mean. That's what you mean by outdated. Problem is, my
Yes.
biggest problem is, and this is when it comes down to, you know, like head coaches and stuff. This is the reason that I have most of the blame on Mark Stoops. You know, back when I was playing football in high school, we had a coach. I'm not going to name names. If you know where I went to high school, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
literally had the game in the bag. Literally had the state championship in the bag my freshman year. Had the state championship in the bag, sealed, ready to roll. And then this team comes back because of mistakes that we made on special teams, mistakes that we made offensively. It was a 35-7 deficit, and they came, or I think it was like, yeah, 35 something or like 34 something. I don't remember the exact score. It was like 34-19 at the half. They come back to win it 42-39. How do you let that happen? How do you let that happen? It's the same type of deal. When you have shit in the bag, you need to clutch up. You do not fumble. You do not let up. Like, you
need to put your
clutch up.
goddamn foot. You need to put your goddamn foot on that opponent's neck, and you don't allow him to breathe until the fight's over with.
Well, I would put it like this. It's like finish strong. You know what I mean? Play till the fourth quarter. Play till the fourth quarter. Finish strong. You know, finish out. If I'm a coach, let me tell you something. I'm not letting that happen. If I see my players on the sidelines going like, "Oh, we got this. I'm going to be like, "Oh, really? Y'all got this? Y'all got this, huh?" Yeah. Y'all let up right now. I promise you, you guys will do sprints until you guys are not feeling well. Like, I promise you that. 100%. Like, I'm sorry, but you have to teach that out of them, and that is the bane of what is going on in college football players' minds right now and NFL players' minds, if I'm being quite honest. They think they have stuff in the bag when they really don't. So, Mark Stoops, you're the same type of deal. You let your players get, well, it's not even letting your players get cocky. You yourself get cocky, and in that, you lose football games. It's not even cockiness at this point. It's just dumbassery. That's all I can call it. Like, you're down 13-12 against Georgia, right? You have the game in the bag. Georgia is clearly not a match for defensively. They can't stop the run, right? Because that's all we did is we ran it down their throats. And offensively, they couldn't handle the defense. We had that game in the bag. Who else is there to blame but Mark Stoops?
You can't blame anybody else. And it's crazy that we're talking about Mark Stoops, because Mark Stoops was supposed to be the coach for A&M before Mike Elko came. Think about that for a second.
A&M, y'all can have him. I don't care. I'm tired of dealing with him. He's the one thing that was stopping us from being... I want to say he's the one thing that was stopping us from being a top 25 team this year. I think it's that serious. I really do. He was the one thing... Because, think about it. We beat Georgia and Ole Miss in a row. Think about it, man. Think about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree.
All of a sudden, we're looking at a new bracket, you know? We're looking at two
Tennessee,
Kentucky
too.
teams. Yeah.
Tennessee, too. Like,
yeah, dude.
But let me say this right now towards the A&M crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are so enamored about Texas that y'all are ignoring the team that gives y'all trouble the most in A&M or SEC play. Auburn.
Yeah.
I was there when A&M lost to Nick Marshall and Trey Mason in the Auburn Tigers and Kyle Field. I was there when Auburn's been giving you a run for your money. It doesn't matter what record Auburn has, they will always be tough playing against y'all. Now, with you fans out there, you casuals out there for A&M, y'all are so focused on Texas, it's not even funny to even talk about. And this is why I think the outside noise is going to take effect on Texas A&M. I'm going to call this an upset. Give me Auburn. Give me Auburn to beat A&M. I got them winning this matchup. I think A&M is living Texas is living rent-free in A&M's minds. Mike Elko just couldn't get Texas out of his mind today. They got 5 days to recover. And think about Auburn.
Yeah, they do.
But clearly, we're in their fucking head.
Yeah.
Clearly, they are so obsessed with being Texas. They're so obsessed with Texas.
Yeah.
And they're so obsessed with wanting to beat Texas that it's going to be their fucking downfall. They have a chance at the SEC championship. They have a chance to be in the college football playoffs, believe it or not.
What so here's my thing. On that same token, talking about A&M, let me just shout out a couple people real quick. Peyton Thorne, phenomenal quarterback. I don't think you should sleep on him at all. He threw for 507 yards. I know against ULM, but 507 yards in any game, in any capacity, that is impressive. I'm sorry.
He played his best game, I think.
He played his ass off. I really think.
And ULM played against Texas, remember?
Yeah, they did. They did. Well, you know what, dude? Like, I'm calling this a trap game. I think it is. I think it really is. Because if you don't sleep, look, Auburn has a lot of injuries. Auburn has a lot of their defensive backs and one defensive lineman out right now, which is unfortunate. But honestly, through the predictions that I've seen this week, it's looking really close. Every single prediction that I've seen, the over and under is not looking too, too divided. Like it's, dude, I really think Auburn takes this one. I'm gonna agree with you.
Me too.
I think Auburn takes this one because I think Texas A&M falls subject to that same thing. I think they're gonna get cocky. I think that they are gonna not give any importance to this game. They're putting all importance on next week. And anytime you see a team do that, that starts a downfall. That starts a downward trend. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm going to use your catchphrase here. I really think Texas A&M is due for a loss. I don't think they're as good as the top teams in the country right now. I really don't. I don't think that their offense is firing on all cylinders. I'm not convinced that they're a good team. I'm not.
They played against New Mexico State last week, and a shitty New Mexico State, not without or they were without Diego Pavia. I'm going to tell you
right now, Reed is overhyped. I think Marcel.
I agree.
Marcel Reed is really overhyped.
Just wait until that Texas game, homie.
Yeah.
Just wait. I'm telling you right now.
You
thought Taylor Green had trouble throwing the ball against that Texas defense? You thought he had trouble running against Texas?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I said about that Arkansas team, that they deserve a lot more respect. Sam Pittman deserves a lot more respect.
Yeah.
And A&M did beat that team. I'll give them kudos for that. But the problem with A&M is that they want to beat Big Brother. They want to beat Big Brother. They got that little brother complex.
Yeah.
That is exactly what that is.
Well, and it's like,
and they're so delusional to that fact.
Yeah.
They are always delusional to that fact.
Yeah.
That they are the little brother. It's the record set. Excuse me, by the way. I am burping like a crazy maniac right now. But the record says it right there. 76-37-5. Texas.
Yeah.
And if you want to say, well, talk about the other sports. All right. Texas owns A&M in baseball, A&M in basketball, A&M in soccer, I believe. I mean, how many more sports do I have to pull up? And no, I'm not going to mention women's sports because I don't cover women's sports. I don't even cover sports outside of football.
Well, just keeping it on track on football. I think that when you look at it, I really think that when you look at it from a perspective that is just from my perspective, right? Because I don't know as much as TJ, and I'm healthy enough to admit that I don't watch all the press conferences. I don't analyze like TJ does. TJ's your biggest analyst, but just from an outside perspective, I honestly think Texas A&M has little man syndrome towards Texas, and I really, really think it shows. And honestly, it's kind of sad. And
so
I think on that same token, right, that when you are a team like Auburn right now, this is my biggest game. If I'm Auburn, I'm playing my tail off because I don't take too lightly to that kind of disrespect. It's like Texas A&M has been talking smack all year. They're due for a loss, and they you really want to give them something to go home with, and maybe something to think about while they lose to Texas as well. I honestly think Texas A&M, this is where they fall down to the pitfalls of the college football ranking system. I think after this 2 weeks, TJ, I don't think you even see them in the top 25. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they lose these two. I think Texas is way too good an opponent. And I think Auburn, they're going to sleep on Auburn. It's kind of like I did this semester. I put way too much focus on physics, and then I let all the rest get away from me, and then it's all downhill from there.
Goddamn, I love that analogy,
dude,
so much.
I mean,
we need to make a T-shirt for that.
That's exactly what they're doing, bro. That's exactly what they're doing. They're focusing way too much on one. They're focusing way too much on one team, and they're gonna let this one slide past. They're not even analyzing Auburn. They're not taking this as a threat. And just from an outside perspective, I think here's my prediction. I really think that Auburn wins this 28-21. I've seen a lot of 24-21. I've seen a lot of actually, all I've been seeing is in the scores in the 20s, 21-28, 24-21. I agree with 28-21 a little bit more. And the reason is, I think at the half, they will duel. And I think that it will be a close game at the half. But eventually, towards the fourth quarter, I think Auburn is going to get momentum. I think Auburn's quarterback is going to have a game. I think he's going to throw for over 300 yards, and I think that's going to seal the deal. I also think that Reed is going to throw. I think Reed, I'm calling it now. Reed is going to throw one important pick at the end of the game, and that's going to do it.
Damn.
That's going to do it. I think that's going to be the 28.
I got 28-24.
28-24. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I don't think that's too far off. I think it'll be a close game.
No, it's not.
But
it's not. And if A&M somehow goes in and convincingly wins against Auburn, then I'll have a little bit more respect.
I'd say if they do, be worried. I'd say if the score gets in the 40s or 50s, I'd say be worried. But I think that's going to happen.
That's fair.
No.
Yeah.
No, I do not think that's going to happen. I really don't think. Sorry, A&M. I got no beef with you, but I don't think that y'all are.
Oh, they'll find a way. They'll find a way to have beef.
I think that. Dude, I don't care. Come at me, dude. I'm a Destiny 2 player. You think I can't handle that? I think that
the Destiny 2 flex.
I mean, come on, man. Awesome. Dude, come on. I'm just being honest here. I'm just being honest. On me for a sec.
J-Lo literally just flexed on y'all with Destiny. I'm a Destiny 2 player.
That's not a flex. I hope you understand, TJ. That's not a flex. That just means I put up with people talking shit all day, dude. I don't care.
It's just the way it came out. It sounded like a flex when you said that. I'm a Destiny 2 player, damn it.
Anyways, I really don't think. I think that Auburn. I think that you and Auburn are on the same level, A&M, and honestly, that's not speaking up to Auburn. I just think y'all are that low. I don't think y'all have played anybody good this season. I think Texas has had more challenging teams.
And the one team that they actually
in the last 2 games. I mean, think about it, dude. Texas A&M defeating New Mexico State, and we're talking, oh, they're number 14 in the nation. It's like, it's almost like Indiana. We'll talk about that in a second. But it's like, dude, you have to look at strength and schedule at some point. When you look at Texas, they have had a lot stronger of a schedule, just because they've been in the SEC. And I know Texas A&M has been in the SEC too, and oh my God, they've got a strong schedule too.
Yeah.
Quote
unquote. Let me paint a scenario for you real quick. And they're talking about how they beat 2 top 25 teams, right? Well, we did beat top 22 or top 25 teams, but they're out of the top 25. So they're not current. That's fine. Neither is LSU, so who gives a fuck? Anyway, when they did actually play a really good team, for instance, Notre Dame, they lost by 10.
South Carolina.
When they played against South Carolina.
Need I remind you?
South Carolina is one of my favorite teams to watch right now, by the way.
You know what? I'm going to put this out. And TJ, really quickly, I'm going to put this out. Even with shitty-ass Mark Stoops on our team, I really think Kentucky could beat A&M.
Ooh.
I think it would be 24-21. If Kentucky and A&M were to throw down right now, I think Kentucky would win at 24-21.
I feel like
because
you're pretty accurate.
Here's what would happen.
A&M
would start talking smack. Kentucky doesn't take that too well, right? And Kentucky has also one of the best defenses still in college football.
Yeah.
I think they hold y'all to 21 because when y'all go against good defenses, y'all only get to 20 or 21 points. That's putting it out there. I think y'all are at that level.
So. I think we'll hold y'all to like under 10 points in this game. And I think because we have Isaiah Bond back. Sark is very creative. I think that we do score over 30, but not by much. We're probably going to score like 31 or 34 points.
You guys versus A&M?
No, us versus y'all. Kentucky.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I think my score for the Kentucky-Texas game, I have it at... Actually, I got to look at the sheet because I did write this one down because I was actually really sad that you didn't put it on there. I have it actually...
You'll be happy next week. You'll be happy next week.
I have it 42-28, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah. Or sorry, no. I'm sorry. No. 42-21. 42-21. Yeah. I think they could score.
Texas going to score that high against fucking Kentucky?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Hey. I was going to say 34.
I think y'all's offense is that good. I was going to
say 34. I was going to say 34. 34 or 31-10 or something like that. I don't know.
I think
felt like...
So here's the way I think it's going to go down. I think that y'all will get up on the scoreboard pretty quickly. I think it'll be 28-7 because usually when there's an outlier team, Kentucky's got a real bad habit of letting that happen. I think at the half it's going to be 28-7. And then I think y'all will score 2 more in the third, and then y'all let us have a couple mercy scores.
Well, it is a emotional game, senior day.
Yeah.
For the Longhorns. I mean, I could see it. I just have a little bit too much respect for that Kentucky defense, and our offense.
The Kentucky defense is very good, but I think they're going to be able to keep up with y'all at the end of the day.
Our offense is pretty inconsistent when we're.
Dude, our defense is still being as good as they are pretty inconsistent.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm a lot harder on my team than I am with critiquing other teams.
Man, I'm the king of being
because I watch them every week. You know, so I'm sitting there, and yeah, I'm also watching Big Daddy, by the way. Great movie, by the way. Great movie.
Yeah.
I just saw the kangaroo show scene. One of my favorite scenes of all time. Yeah, I think that game's going to go pretty well for the most part for the Longhorns. But my question is, can our offensive line block? Can Quinn read the blitzes? Can the deep ball be thrown in that game? If the deep ball can be thrown in that game, then yeah, I agree with JMO with scoring over 42 points. But my question is, can we get the fucking deep ball caught? You know,
Right.
It's ridiculous when you see receivers drop fucking deep balls in their hands, or Quinn last week overthrowing his fucking receivers. I mean, it fucking pisses me off that we can't get the deep ball throw in the last 2 games. You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, Quinn hit a couple of good deep balls against Florida and Arkansas, but shit. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and talk about the college football week 13. Great transition into this college football week 13, already 35 minutes into this fucking show. Start off with a banger. Start off with a banger of a greetings and intro. It was only supposed to be 15 minutes, but me and JMO had some words to talk about. But college football week 13, we got some 10 games, our playoff, conference championship implicated type of games. This one is both of them.
Yes, sir.
Number 5, Indiana.
Number 5,
taking
Indiana.
on.
Yeah.
Number 2, the Ohio State Buckeyes. The way Gus Johnson would say it on Fox. Shout out to the best commentator in all football, Gus Johnson. I love that guy. He's awesome. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction here already. I don't think this is going to be a good game at all. I think Indiana has not played anybody. Their strength of schedule rank is 106. They probably average less than 30 points a game, whereas Ohio State averages over 40 points a game. It's not looking too good for Indiana. They're playing in Columbus. Give me the poisonous nut to win this game. 48-17. I think they're going to have their seconds out there, or they're going to have their backups out there by the mid-third quarter range.
Wow. I'm just kidding. He told me his prediction already.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
But I didn't tell him that last bit either. So I just wanted to make that quick, so that way I could just kind of destroy Indiana without making it seem like I'm bashing them in the sense, but I kind of am, because they're already comparing Indiana to Texas. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm sorry. That's a horrible comparison. I don't think it's. I'm sorry, Indiana.
A better comparison would be Penn State, but Texas kicked the shit out of Penn State.
Honestly, speaking of Texas A&M, I really think Indiana could beat y'all right now. I really do.
Fuck.
Yeah, I really do. But do I think that Indiana is a better team than Ohio State? Blunt answer is hell no. I really don't. I think Indiana's been doing good, but this comes down to what, TJ? And we always talk about this: strength of schedule. I think Ohio State has played tougher opponents. I think Indiana, you're doing good, but I don't think you've played anybody, unfortunately, of this caliber. I think this is going to be your biggest game of the year. Give me sorry, I was about to say give me Indiana. I'm all out of source today. Give me Ohio State 42, and this was the 42-28 score that I had. Give me Ohio State 42-28. I think that Indiana will get up on the board. I think they'll get a couple mercy scores at the fourth quarter. I think Ohio State gets up early, though. I think Ohio State gets up early. I think it will be 28-7 at the half. I think it'll be in similar fashion to the Texas-Kentucky game. And then after that, I think third quarter they get a couple more scores. Fourth quarter they'll get a couple mercy scores, and they'll both put in their second teams and agree to let their units go in and score what they can. So I think it'll be third quarter. I think it'll be 35-14, and then I think Indiana gets one more score, and I think Ohio State gets a couple more mercy scores. So, yep, that's the way I had that backwards. I think Ohio State is up 35.
Runs up the score, and then Indiana has.
You knew what I meant.
Score.
Thank you. I apologize. Yeah, I'm picking Ohio State. Ohio State is gonna run through Indiana, in my opinion. So
don't worry, folks. I'm here for JMO if he needs some help. He's getting over the fact that I was right about Tulane the other week.
Oh, shush! You still haven't done your thing. We'll get to it.
I'll do that later, but you need to apologize to Tulane right now.
Tulane, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for downing you. All right, I'm sorry. I'll eat crow on that one. Tulane, you guys are better than I thought. All right,
way
you guys
better.
Prove me wrong. Way better than I thought, apparently. So, all right.
So next game, since we're talking about irrelevant teams now, but anyway.
Wow, dude. You're gonna stomp on Ole Miss like that?
No, I was talking about Tulane.
Oh!
I was making fun of you last week.
I thought that you were about to shit on Ole Miss for some reason. I was like, no fucking way! I'm about to see this man ruin his whole career. Like, I would personally call Dart and be like, "Yo, dude, get over here, man!" Like, you gotta pop on the show and tell this dude how wrong he is, bro. Like, holy fucking shit! I thought you were about to shit on Ole Miss for whatever fucking reason. I was making fun of you.
I was making fun of your response towards Tulane last week. That's what I was saying.
You. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that.
So,
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but anyway, moving on to
Navy. You disappointed me.
Anyways,
as always, what did we expect? We both been disappointed by the Navy. What did we expect, TJ? What did we really expect? You know?
False hope.
Yeah, exactly. We both were.
They really
for the
opened
Navy,
up my
and what do they do?
insecurities more.
They just shit all over us. Of course, we should be used to this by now.
They fucking. I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. But anyways, number 9 Ole Miss travels to a resurging Gainesville, Florida, to take on the Billy Napier-led Florida Gators, who sit 5-5 and had a big win over LSU last week, who's struggling. LSU, by the way.
Yep.
Man, this game has trap game written all over it, but I don't think it's a true trap game. I think Ole Miss goes in there and takes care of business.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart's too good of a quarterback. They have a really nice, balanced offense. Lane Kiffin knows what he's doing with that offense. I love this Ole Miss team right now. Give me Ole Miss big, 27-6.
Really? Nice. Okay, that's a good prediction. I can see that.
I think Florida's defense will hold them to 27, but I think Ole Miss's defense is going to give Lagway a lot of trouble. Even though Lagway is a really good young freshman, true freshman quarterback that is out of Texas, I really like TJ Lagway over at Florida. I really do. He's going to be a great quarterback in the SEC. I promise you that. JMO, your thoughts on this game?
Well, all right. So, I think one thing is going to solidify. I think one element is going to solidify themselves in this game, and it's going to solidify themselves strongly. Now, this blowout, not blowout, I should say, but this score, I feel backed up with. 2 words: Jackson Dart. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks in college football right now. I would not be surprised to see him in deep into the playoff at this point. He's playing his best ball ever, but on both the running side of the ball and the passing side of the ball.
Yeah.
I love quarterbacks that show toughness, strength, moving out of the pocket, not afraid to get their hands dirty. That's Jackson Dart. Give me the Ole Miss Rebels 35-7. I really think it's going to be that. I really think it's going to be that way. I think you're right about. I think you are right about the Florida defense playing physical ball, but I think they're going to be able to stop Jackson Dart. The answer is no. He's too quick. He's too physical. And Florida has not gone against an opponent. Florida has not gone against an opponent with a quarterback like him. I'm telling you right now, he's almost like Lamar and Big Ben combined. I really think
I would
Jackson
say
Dart
more
is that
Josh
dude.
Allen is.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Perfect comparison. And honestly, dude, like, he's one of the best athletes in college football right now. And
I agree with that
He's doing it
wholeheartedly.
right. Put this man up for Heisman. I got Ole Miss winning 35-7, and that blowout I
Yeah,
can absolutely
hold
see
up.
happening.
Time out for a sec. Why isn't Jackson Dart in the fucking Heisman race?
I don't know.
You got fucking Travis Hunter, who people count snaps for,
Ashton GT,
and say that's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Okay. And then you got Ashton Jinty, who's actually chasing a fucking record. You got fucking Jackson Dart making Arkansas look like fucking shit, and then Texas goes in there and plays a fucking physical game because Arkansas hates Texas more than they love Arkansas. Which is fucking weird, by the way.
Yeah.
But I have too much respect for Arkansas. But yeah, like, why isn't Jackson Dart in the fucking Heisman race?
I couldn't tell you.
Why is Cam Ward in the fucking race?
I couldn't tell you, man. I really couldn't. Like, in my opinion,
it's baloney. Like all this tells me if Travis Hunter wins the fucking Heisman, then there's no true Heisman.
I mean, dude, go back to the last game they played. They slapped Georgia 28-10. What more evidence do you need for a Heisman candidate? He made Carson Beck look like absolute trash. He stomped all over him.
He's chasing a fucking record that nobody's touched in over fucking 40 years. Or under 40 years. Meanwhile, you got a guy, Travis Hunter, which he's a great athlete. We're not saying he's a bad athlete at all. He is an absolute fucking dog. I'll just say that.
Guess how many yards Jackson Dart has on the season? Just passing.
3,400.
No, you can see it. 3,400.
Yeah, I know.
3,400. 3,400 freaking yards. At any point in any season, 3,400 yards is damn impressive. He'll probably, dude.
What's his all purpose?
What's up?
What's his all purpose?
Oh, rushing yards as well. Rushing yards accounted.
Yeah, do rushing and then add it up.
Yeah, 3,700. 3,700 yards on the season, all purpose. He's had 85 carries this season. He is the team's second leading rusher. The only one.
How is he not Heisman?
Yeah.
How is he not in the Heisman race? But Cam Ward is. But fucking Travis Hunter is.
I would understand in Colorado.
But Shador is.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like, dude, it's so rigged at this point. It's not even funny, man. Like,
I know. Like,
come on, man. Like, the numbers speak for themselves. He's been playing his ass off all year.
I would respect it. I would respect it more if they gave the Heisman to Ashton Jinty, and I would say, yeah, absolutely, he deserves.
If it goes to Cam Ward, dude, the system is
rigged. If it goes to Cam Ward, Shador, or Travis Hunter, I don't give a fuck about the Heisman anymore. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I think you, along with a lot of other people, because it becomes a meaningless award, man. It really does. It's like, dude, when you have somebody on the brink of passing 4,000 all-purpose yards, 4,000 all-purpose yards, you do not look at that and say, I think there's better candidates. You look at that and say, nah, let's at least get him as a candidate. You know what I mean? Let's see what the people think.
Also, why aren't there any defenders up for a Heisman? I would put Jahdae Barron there.
I don't know.
I mean, Travis Hunter is a defender, but he's not really. Like, the media, it's all a media ploy. That's what it is. It's propaganda. Yep. But Donald Trump will fix that. Anyway. Moving on. Moving on to the next game. Number 25, Illinois. And they're 7-3. The Fighting Illini travel to Rutgers in New Jersey to take on the Scarlet Knights. Let me just say this right now. I'm not appealed to this game. Rutgers is favored -1.5, so it's pretty much dead even. You can look on the matchup predictor or projector, whatever the fuck it's called, on ESPN. Rutgers is a little bit more heavily favored by 53.7%, and then you got Illinois at 46.3%. But listen, Illinois is under Belima is very good. I'm going to say that right now. They're very good in their style of offense. And Luke Altmaier's a pretty decent quarterback. I don't think Rutgers is that great. I don't think Rutgers can match up well against Illinois. They do have a badass running back, though, and a pretty decent quarterback. But I don't think Rutgers is that great, honestly. So give me Illinois 24-13 matchup.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's safe to say, like, at this point in the season, man, you got to look at everything. I mean, right now, Luke Altmaier is playing pretty solid football. He's 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2,000 yards on the season. But also, Rutgers' quarterback is playing similarly. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think these are two mid-tier teams. I don't see this one getting too away from either team. I have it close. I have Illinois barely pulling out the dub. I've got them winning 35-28. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. So, yeah. Give me the Illini.
That's fair.
I think it'll be high-scoring. I don't think either of these two teams' defenses are really like something to write home about. I think this is more going to be a shootout, but it's not going to lean too favorably either way. So I really think that Illinois and Rutgers are going to duke it out. And I mean, look at their scores versus Minnesota. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, that was the
their most recent game was Minnesota. 25-17 was the so when Illinois played them, they lost 25-17. When Rutgers played them, Rutgers won 26-19. And so it's Minnesota,
pretty
Illinois,
much dead
Rutgers,
even.
Yeah. Pretty much shows me they're pretty much at the same skill level. So
yeah,
but I think Luke Altmaier, I think he takes this one just because I think he's a slightly better quarterback. I think he's got a little bit better accuracy. I think he'll play a little bit better. So that's why I'm picking Illinois. I think it'll be a brawl all the way, though. I'm not trying to disrespect Rutgers. I think it'll be a brawl all the way. So
yeah, I just think Illinois is skill-wise a little better. I think they're a little bit more physical than Rutgers. But yeah, like you said, it's two mid-tier teams in the Big Ten. I mean, what more can you say?
Yeah.
About that game, honestly. But next game, woohoo! This is gonna be a doozy of a fucking prediction.
I couldn't even find good helmets for this. I couldn't even find good helmets for this, man. I'm to be honest.
Hey, they're good enough for me.
All right.
Sam Houston State taking on Jacksonville State for the Conference USA title race. 8-2, Sam Houston State. I am excited about this team. Cats are really doing really well. Texas State fans are going to hate me for talking highly of Sam Houston State, but there's a team right there. Jacksonville State, they've won multiple games in a row. I think it was 5 or 6 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken, as JMO's searching through there. I'm telling you, this is good. It's right there. You scroll back down. It'll be SH, the logos. SH. Come on, JMO. Scroll up.
Focus on your show. I'm trying to make a point. I already saw it. Focus on your show, dude.
Okay.
So I'm trying to.
It
I'm
bothers,
the guy with the
it bothers
cheat
me when
sheets.
people scroll.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
But yeah, I was trying to figure out how many games in a row they've won. Jacksonville State.
Jack
Same
State,
East
they've
State
won their last 5 for sure. I can pull it up. Let's see. They've
Yeah.
won their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've won their last 7, which is really impressive. So
Yeah.
can they make
so
it
this
8?
is gonna be a fucking good game as far as
Yeah.
Conference USA standards. And JMO, I know you don't like irrelevant conference and games, but this is a game in a irrelevant conference that might be a good game. I think it
Yeah.
might be low. I think it might be low scoring in a sense.
Yeah.
Fuck it, give me Sam Houston State 17-9. Shout out to Lonnie Adkism, by the way.
17-9. Okay. All right.
Yeah, shout out to Lonnie Adkism over there at Sam Houston State doing some work. Kid out of Roy Miller High School in Corpus Christi. The reason why is because Sam Houston State's defense is pretty damn good out there in Huntsville. They do it. Last couple of games, they've held teams to like, and the team that I really compared to was like Louisiana Tech, where Jacksonville State played a shootout game with them. Meanwhile, Sam Houston State held them to 3 points, so even though ESPN's really favoring Jacksonville State, I'm going against the grain with this one. Fuck the haters. Go Cats. Sam Houston State all the way. 17-9. 17-9.
I gotta say, man, ever since the Cock Bowl, I've been convinced.
The Cock Bowl! We still gotta make a goddamn shirt for that.
Yeah, we do. For if the Cock Bowl ever happens again, man. Did we have 2 of them? Did we have 3 of them the past 2 years? That's crazy, man.
I think so. So
that's
if we
insane.
ever get a chance to go to South Carolina, we need to make a shirt for South Carolina, Jacksonville State.
Oh, if we ever get big, we will.
Yeah. I mean, we just got 500 views, so we're getting
yeah, we're getting there. We'll get there, for sure.
We're in there. We're in the algorithm. We just gotta fucking stay consistent. But yeah, we need to get a color theme for the Cock Bowl for South Carolina, Jacksonville State, and there's another one.
Get some live coverage on
Coastal
that.
Carolina. Coastal Carolina.
Yep.
The Chanticleers.
Oh, man.
I mean, what would we do for the T-shirt? What would you think?
I'd think of something, man.
For South Carolina, we might have to ask for permission to use Cocky, the mascot. But
That's fine.
I would love to gain fandom from South Carolina fan base.
That would be sick.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, before you get to your prediction, South Carolina has the best fucking third down fucking noise in the world. You know what that is?
No.
It's the rooster call.
Oh, man.
I love that fucking thing.
I love the sound of cock in the morning, It's great.
Like, or whatever the fuck the rooster call is.
Also,
like, I want to go.
Sponsor us.
There you go. I really want to go to Columbia, South Carolina, and experience a South Carolina game at some point. Like, once we get big enough and start flying around and meet up with Pat McAfee and all the boys, and maybe ESPN or Fox, maybe, or Bussin' with the Boys, or that's a fantasy of ours, right now. But there's only one way to make it a reality. Subscribe to that channel and leave a like and
Not for real. Sub to us, man. Sub to us. It
And
helps us
share
out.
that shit. Share that to your fucking grandpa who's fucking laying on the couch, just barely breathing. I don't care. I mean, just get us some views, man. That was way out of pocket. I do apologize. Dear baby, please for saying that.
Dude, you gotta chill. You gotta chill, man.
Dear baby Jesus, I did not mean to say that. JMO just cringed, and I realized that I screwed up just now.
You gotta chill, man. You gotta chill.
In Jesus' name, amen.
I'm just
There's no chill on the PNP. I'm just kidding.
Lie in that bed for a little bit. I'm gonna give my prediction. All right.
Dude.
All right. So Jacksonville State, and Sam Houston. Sam Houston's playing some pretty good ball. The only loss that they've had in the past month or so has been to Western Kentucky University, which is a very good football team, I will add.
Yeah.
Very good football team. I like the program that they're running over at Bowling Green. Really good program. Now, Jacksonville State, your quarterback is doing phenomenal things over there. Almost 2,000 yards on the season, which is pretty impressive. 134 out of 221, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions is pretty impressive as compared to Watson on the Sam Houston side, which has who has 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions with only 1,300 yards. So pretty impressive on both sides of the ball. But I think the catalyst is going to be Trey Stewart. He's 1,200 yards on the season, which is very impressive. 19 touchdowns. They've got a hell of a running game. I think that Sam Houston is going to have to play physical ball to match up with Jacksonville State. I'm going to agree with the ESPN heads on this one, but not by much. I think it's going to be close. And I've actually got this one in overtime. I think that they will tie at 17 in regulation. And I think that Jacksonville State takes it 20-17. In OT.
Boo.
I think they do. Hey, man.
Boo. Root for the underdog. Boo.
Nah, man. Nah. I really think it'll be close. I really think it'll be a good game. I think we're gonna. If you want to see a good football game, watch this game. It's gonna be very, very. These two teams, I don't feel like get enough credit. They're very good teams, especially like I said. Trey Stewart's having a phenomenal year. 1,200 yards on the season is really good. Really good. With 19 touchdowns, that's really, really good. To put it in perspective, that's 2 touchdowns per game. So you're guaranteed 2 touchdowns per game almost. 2.5 actually, if you do the math correctly. But
I think you're going to see a battle of a really good offense.
No, 2.
Really good defense.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think
you want to watch a really good football game.
I really think that Sam Houston will be able to keep up with Trey Stewart a little bit. I think Trey will get one. I think Huff will throw for a touchdown, and I think they just tie at 14. They tie at 17 for a little bit, and then it comes down to the wire, to the point where I think it will go to overtime. So
you and I both think that Sam Houston State ain't going to score over 17, so we're not giving enough credit for Sam Houston State's offense, which that's fine. I mean,
just judging by the numbers, man, I'm not going to lie to you. No disrespect to Sam Houston, but you guys are pretty average this year. Pretty average.
For Conference USA offense, pretty average.
For any offense, based on what I've seen. So
yeah, I was basing it just on the conference itself because But anyways, moving on to possibly a quick prediction here. Number 7, Alabama. 8-2. I've been excited about this.
Oh, you're moving on to the Alabama game. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. My fault. I meant to do it later.
He sent me the wrong order. He put me up to this. It's like I trapped it. This is a get back for trapping him last week.
No, I'm an idiot.
We'll talk more about that.
Penn State,
we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Yep. All right. Okay.
Let's talk about Penn State, Minnesota. My fault.
No, you're fine.
I meant to change the numbers on.
You're fine, dude. I don't care. I was just messing with you. As your producer, I gotta mess with you a little bit.
Huh? Oh,
As
yeah.
your producer, I
You
gotta
don't need
mess
to
with you a
mess
little
with
bit,
me
you know?
here a little bit because that's gonna be fucking wild. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's talk about number 4, Penn State, 9-1, traveling to Minnesota to take on the 6-4 Golden Gophers. Okay. Penn State is favored by 12 points, right? What have I said all year about Penn State?
They're mid.
Huh?
They're mid.
They're very mid. They haven't played anybody. Minnesota, they played a couple of teams. They're a rowdy bunch. Okay?
Yeah.
And when they play at home, they play the best football that they could play. Penn State, to me, is one of those soft Big Ten teams that get by with everything. That's what they're doing right now. They're getting by with a lot of that Minnesota won't allow. And PJ Fleck has had James Franklin's number over the last couple of years at home. So I'm going to say this right now. This is an upset pick. Minnesota over Penn State, 27-24. I got Minnesota winning this game. I genuinely think that James Franklin's offense is going to have a lot of trouble against that defense. They are going to score some points, but they're going to try to do a last-minute, 2-minute drill, and Drew Aller's going to get picked off last minute or last second. Depends on where they're playing at on field position. I got Minnesota winning 27-24.
Fair.
Who do you have? I'm pretty sure I know who you have, but I could be wrong.
So, we didn't differ too much on score. Let me just tell you that.
Okay.
ESPN has this, just so you guys know, and I wish I could let you see, but I'd have to do like 10 minutes of work just to let you guys see because I'm a horrible producer. No, I'm kidding. Right now on ESPN, if you look it up right now, ESPN is putting Penn State as a 75% favorite over Minnesota right now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this out. I think Penn State will win. However, my final score, 28-23. There's a reason for that. I think both these offenses are just, like, they're not really what I would see as, like, phenomenal. I think they're going to get caught with their pants down on both sides of the ball. I think this is going to be a defensive game. So
yeah,
I think
defense struggle.
I think at the half, I think they'll score up to 20 each. 20-17, maybe either way around, I could see happening. I think there's going to be a lot of field goals. I think there's going to be a lot of field goals. So I think here's what I think is going to happen in the second half, and this is where the games are won. I think Minnesota's going to get up 23-20. Then I think Penn is going to put it out of reach in the fourth quarter by one score out of the seam of their pants. It's not going to look like much, or it's not going to look like they win by much. They're not going to win by much. I think they score by the seam of their pants, and then they get a 2-point conversion. Hence the 28-23. I did a lot of analysis on how I score things. I really think that's the way that plays out. I think they get to 14-14 in the first, in the first, I guess, I want to say first half, a little bit into the second quarter, and then they start hitting field goals, making it 20-20 or 20-17, or like I said. And then second half, like I said, I think Minnesota gets up by a field goal. Penn State punches it in. It's either going to be 26-23 or it's going to be 28-23. Because I don't know if they'll. I don't know. I have faith that maybe they can get the 2-point conversion at least, because Keytron Allen is having a hell of a year.
He is.
But I could be wrong on that. So it's either going to be 26-23. If it's 26-23, we could have an overtime game. But if it's 28-23, I can see Minnesota calling it right there and being like, "Well, guys, good fight," you know.
Yeah.
So, do you agree with that? Do you see how that
Yeah,
can
I
happen?
agree.
Because
I agree.
both sides of the offense are good, but I feel like they're just missing that little umph, and I think that's where the
Penn
field goal
State,
units
it's
get
quarterback
called
play.
in a bunch of times. And
Yeah.
I really, really, really see this going down to field goals in the middle of the game, and then one team will punch it in. I think Penn State has the edge there, just by a little bit. Just by a little bit.
That's
So,
really good analysis right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and move on to the Big 12 championship implicator, playoff
And there's my
implicator.
pick, Penn State. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to click it. All right.
Very good.
All
But
right.
yeah, number 14 BYU 9-1 after a big time loss against KU. They were due for a loss, by the way.
Yeah.
They were
eventually gonna
fucking
happen,
due.
right?
They were fucking due, and to the team that nobody thought that they would lose to was Kansas. BYU's in trouble because they got to travel to Tempe, Arizona to take on the Arizona State Sun Devils, who are red hot, 8-2. They came off of a big win over Kansas State, the game that J-Mo ranted about last week, which was a pretty mid game, 4-14.
I told you.
No, you're not wrong. I'm just saying that there's a reason behind.
No,
why
I was wrong in my pick. I shouldn't have picked Arizona State, unfortunately.
Yeah. Kansas State's fucking horrible. Good put that out there.
Yeah.
I think Arizona State's a lot better than what J-Mo gave them credit for. They played a really decent Texas State game earlier in the year. I was actually on the fence of like cutting the cord from Arizona State during that game.
You picked Kansas State. No, we both picked Arizona State last week.
Yeah,
correct?
we did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, actually, you know what? We did.
Yeah. Arizona State's
That's one of your
The only loss they've
four.
had was a fluke loss to Cincinnati, I'm seeing, which is,
Yeah, but anyway, I think Arizona State is one of the better. I think if Arizona State wins this game and Colorado makes it to the Big 12 championship, Arizona State gets it to the Big 12 championship, Colorado's in trouble.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Arizona State's a physical football team. And I think
100%.
BYU's in trouble in this game. Give me Arizona State 28-21. I think Cam Scatterbo is one of the most underrated football players in college football right now. He is the focal point of this Arizona State Sun Devil team. What hinders Arizona State is their defense, in my opinion. But I like Kenny Dillingham over there at Arizona State. Good friends with Coach JB, from my understanding, after my prediction for the Texas State and Arizona State game that I predicted on his show. I think Arizona State's a very good football team that can sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they win this game. And their only hinder is their defense. Their offense is just fine, and they have a really decent quarterback who does like to run the ball quite a bit in Levitt. You and I both saw him play, and we don't give Arizona State enough credit. We really don't. And I really like Arizona State. They're one of my favorite teams to watch, too. After watching that Texas State and the Kansas State matchup, they are fun to watch, folks. If you want to watch a team with physicality, go watch Arizona State. Arizona State's fucking physical in the line of scrimmage, in the trenches, and their fucking running back is a fucking hoss. Go watch Cam Scatterbo. I am telling you right now, he is a fucking force. He reminds me of fucking Larry Stoka, or what's his name? Can't remember his fucking last name for some reason. I just saw a fucking Instagram reel of him today, and he just reminds me of that Miami fullback from back in the day, Larry Stoka or something like that. I can't say his last name right for some weird reason, and I would always watch film on him, and he just reminds me of him because of how fucking physical he is. And he's got a little bit of speed on him, but he's a little fucking bulldog, man. Or really, he's a fucking, he's like a mini pit bull with the short legs, you know? He reminds me of my dad's dog, Gus. Minus the stupid part, okay? Gus is a dumb dog, but he is fucking powerful. He'll run through you, and he's a fucking meathead. But Cam Scatabo, he's a smart bat, and he'll run through you. J-Mo, I don't know, man. I don't know if this BYU defense can handle a Cam Scatabo. I don't know if this BYU team can handle a much more physical team than Arizona State.
What was your score?
As much hype as I give Kalani Sitake,
yeah,
this Arizona State defense is, or not defense, this Arizona State team is fucking physical on the line of scrimmage, and Cam Scatabo and Levitt too. He's very underrated in my book. He's not the best passer, but he's learning. He's learning as he goes, and he's got a great fucking team with him. And that Texas State game should have indicated to me how much resilience they have in that game and how much adversity that they overcome. And I was cussing up a storm because I missed a prediction. But realistically, I was right on about that game, that it was going to be a slugfest, and it was. And Arizona State's a slugfest type of team. And if you can't out-slugfest Arizona State, you're fucking doomed. I'm just going to tell you that right now. J-Mo, go ahead.
So, what was your score? What was your score again?
28-21.
I actually have this one a little closer. I think, no offense, I don't think you're giving BYU enough credit. Do I think that they're good? Not really, but I think they'll put up a fight.
No, I agree.
I actually have... You know, it's funny that you mentioned Cam Scatabo because he reminds me of another runner that's very physical in the NFL right now, Christian McCaffrey. He reminds me very
when he's healthy. When he's healthy.
Yeah, when he's healthy. I'm talking about the Panthers.
And we talked about that too, didn't we?
I'm talking about the OG Panthers Christian McCaffrey that we saw back in the day.
Ooh, yeah,
just ran through people. Cam Scatabo's got that same physicality about him. He's 1,000 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns, 198 carries. Very impressive. There's a reason they go to him because he plays physical ball. I think that gives Arizona State the edge. I'm going to agree with you on the pick, but I've got a little bit of a different score. I've got them winning 23-20, a potential overtime bout. I think it'll go the distance. So let me say, I think Cam Scatabo will punch one in early. I think BYU, it'll take them a little bit to respond. In fact, I think that Arizona State might get two on them, but BYU is not going to go away very easily. I mean, Retzlaff is a good quarterback.
Yeah, Retzlaff is awesome.
Touchdowns
I like
on
him.
the season, 170 for 290, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. 8 interceptions is a little scary, and we're going to talk about that here in a couple seconds. I actually think he will throw a pick in the second half, do I think that they will score on that pick? I'm not too sure. I think that's probably what'll make it 14-14. I think that's probably what will make it.
Arizona State might not capitalize off of that pick from Retzlaff, which is
And
here's the thing too, to give BYU credit, Kalani Sitake always has a tough team regardless of the record. Yeah. And Retzlaff is a pretty decent quarterback, and he has a really good defense in BYU. So it'll be an interesting matchup. Don't get me wrong. Like
I can see this
I
one.
love BYU as much as I like Arizona State, but to me, Arizona State is the more physical team.
Yeah.
That's why I have them at 28-21.
So let me tell you how I think the game is going to go. I actually have this one for now going just to the fourth quarter. I don't think it will go to overtime. I have this one right now going to the fourth quarter, and that's it.
Right.
But I actually should have made this 24-20 because I think that it'll be the same sort of story. I'll go ahead and make it 24-20. I think it'll be the same story. I think that they'll be tied 14-14. I think that Retzlaff throws a pick here. I think the Arizona State defense is just too good, and I think that he's gonna make a mistake, at least one, if not two. If he throws two, then that 24 is gonna be a little bit early, right?
Right.
But I think I'm gonna give Cam Scatabo and Levitt 2 scores here. I think they're gonna go in for 2 scores and plus a field goal. That's why I have that 24 number. So I think at some point Arizona State is gonna get up. Well, so here's what I think is gonna happen. I think BYU is going to try to come back. This is what I truly think is gonna happen. I think they're gonna try to come back, get some momentum in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter. And they're going to throw a pick, and that's going to set up Scatabo and Levitt to punch it in and score that final touchdown. So
okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think they'll get a field goal somewhere in between there, but I can definitely see BYU trying to play catch up the whole game. Just because I think that combo of Levitt and Scatabo is just too lethal. I really think.
Yeah, they did that against Utah as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy that you say that. They did that against Utah. They ended up winning.
Tried to play catch up the whole time, and Utah is not that good of a team. I think BYU always ends up being in the chase. You know?
Yeah.
I think BYU is a very good fourth quarter team. They're very good at it. But I think they always end up being in the chase. I mean, look at their track record. They've Oklahoma State 38-35. They were putting up dukes with them. And same with Utah, and then with Kansas as well. They tried to come back in that one. They just couldn't do it. I really got to give this one. I think that combo of Scatabo and Levitt is just too dangerous, and I honestly think they're going to overtake I honestly think they're going to overtake BYU, but not by much. I don't think it's going to happen by much.
Yeah.
So. 24-20 is what I got on them. Fourth quarter for now, but you could see this go to overtime. And yes, if I'm Colorado right now, I'm scared of Arizona State.
Yeah, if I'm Colorado, I want BYU.
Yeah.
That's your easiest option to go into.
Well, if I'm Colorado right now, I'm analyzing. Arizona is my biggest threat. Arizona State is my biggest threat. I'm analyzing how they play. I'm analyzing how to stop Scatabo. Honestly, I think Texas State did a really good job of stopping Scatabo from playing his physical game.
I agree.
I think that, it wasn't until the third or fourth quarter that I saw Cam get a good run in. And honestly, I was like super shocked because he's what's been talked about this whole time at Arizona State. He's a good player. And I think he's the big reason that Arizona State didn't get upset by Texas State. That plus Jordan McLeod kind of threw, but that's
Jordan McLeod got fucked up, and also the offensive coordinator too.
Yeah,
but that's another time for another day, as K-Dub says. Shout out to Sidney Academy and K-Dub. Next game we're going to talk about is an ACC matchup. Unfortunately, I had to put this one on here. Louisville hosting Pitt. 7-3. Pitt has been struggling over the last couple of weeks. Travels to Louisville, who's been pretty inconsistent. Probably the difference maker in this matchup is Tyler Shook. Louisville is favored 8.5 points in this matchup. I'm going to go against the spread and go 24-10 Louisville.
Wow. Okay. So I gotta ask, TJ, are you finally hopping on the train? You finally hopping on the Kentucky train, huh?
Shut the fuck up. No, I just think Louisville's a better team than Pitt. Pitt
Okay, I'm gonna ask you.
played their best game in the last couple weeks against Clemson, but I'm telling you right now that ACC is just a horrible fucking conference that everybody beats each other up in, and Louisville is no exception. No exception to the factor that I just brought up. And Louisville is weird too. Like, their two biggest losses are SMU and Miami, and they played them close.
Yeah.
Pitt couldn't even come close to SMU. Mean, they couldn't even get close to fucking SMU.
Okay. So I got this question to ask you. Who do you think is losing more momentum right now? Louisville just lost to Stanford 38-35. In my opinion, they put up a good fight. But they let Stanford get the edge over them a little bit.
Though.
And then
were they playing at home?
What's up?
Were they playing at home though?
I believe so. Yeah.
No, they weren't. They were playing at Stanford.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were playing at Stanford, from my understanding. It should say that right there.
Yeah.
Louisville, anyway. But yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless,
they played a Stanford.
Yeah. So playing at home for Louisville, they played
Papa John's Stadium. Papa John's Stadium is something else, man.
Yeah,
something
and
else.
they played tough against SMU. Meanwhile, Pitt got fucking obliterated by SMU. Louisville played tough against Miami. I'm going with Louisville, 24-10. It could be a wider margin. I don't know, because this Pitt team is like disintegrating before our very eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
Their last chance of momentum was against Clemson at home, and they just sucked it up. I mean, they didn't suck it up. They couldn't get to Kate Klubnik in that offense.
Well, so that answers my question. Who you think is losing more momentum? And I agree with you 100%. Look at their track record so far this last 3 weeks. SMU lost 48-25. Virginia lost 24-19 against Virginia. Virginia is not that good a team this year. They're barely breaking even.
Hey, also to mention this, folks, I said SMU was going to go to the ACC championship. And guess who they got to play this week to get in?
Who they got to play?
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, pretty much a shoo-in. I'm not going to lie to you. Especially for
Who said who's going to go to the ACC championship? I did.
All right. So
I just had to toot my own horn for a sec. Sorry.
It's all good.
It may be it may be a step ahead, but oh well, I don't care, because SMU's getting into the ACC championship. But go ahead.
So this one was a little bit difficult for me to predict, believe it or not, because Pitt is a very, very, like, I don't know, they give a good fight when they're down. That it's just like BYU. They give a really good fight when they're down.
Right.
Louisville, in my opinion, is the way better team, though. And I'm not just saying that because of Kentucky bias. Again, you got to remember, I'm a Kentucky fan. I hate the Cards, but I got to hand it to them. They're doing really well this year. You got Tyler Show, who's 2,774 yards on the year, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and they are gaining momentum. I think Louisville is honestly a big... If you want to talk about threats to SMU, I'd say Clemson is slowly but surely losing a little bit of their momentum. I know they've won their last 2. Or actually, no, they lost to Louisville. So I think that's interesting to look at that. Because, think about it, I think
what did I say?
Yeah.
What did I say? Yeah. The ACC beats up on each other, and that's why SMU's undefeated in the ACC.
I think, honestly, this may be a hot take. I'm putting Louisville above Clemson and Miami at this point. Even though Miami won that game, they didn't win by much. So
yeah,
Like I think if a rematch
I would
happens
say
between
more.
Miami and Louisville,
I would say more equal, not above Miami.
okay,
I
I'll
would
give you
say
that
more
one.
equal.
I'll give you that one. Equal with Miami, but I'd say above Clemson. I would absolutely say above
Oh,
Clemson.
definitely. Like
Um,
y'all proved it.
given that, I think this game is going to be kind of close first quarter and then start of the second quarter. But then I'm going to be honest with you. I think Louisville runs away with it. Not too much. I think it's going to be 28-13 Louisville. That's what I'm calling it. I could see give Holstein some respect. He's still one of the better quarterbacks in the ACC right now. One of the better quarterbacks in college football. Give some respect, put some respect on his name. I think he's going to score one or two. But
Is he back yet?
Huh?
Is he back yet? Because he is injured.
I don't know. If he comes back, they've got a shot. But
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I mean, this Pittsburgh offense really does a lot without him, but at the same time, it's like they don't do enough given their track record. So I think that honestly, if he does not come back, which I believe he may be questionable for the game, if he doesn't come back though, oh no, okay, he's out. I think, yeah, I think he's still out.
Definitely, or
he's questionable. He's questionable right now.
Okay, so he might be in, he might not be. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
cool.
Given that, I think if he doesn't come back, we may see Louisville just completely run away with it. But if he does, they'll at least get on the board, and they have gotten on the board without him against Clemson, and against Virginia. So give him a little bit of props. Give him a little bit of credit. This offense does do good work. But I think Louisville is just the better team. I think they win at 28-13, no question in my mind. So
right.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Next game we're going to talk about. This is our PMP game of the week.
Game of the week. Yes, sir.
Number 19 Army 9-0.
Yep.
Traveled to take on the number 6 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who are 2 touchdown favorites. They are wearing the Shamrock Series uniforms.
One clarification, really quick. Going back to the Pitt Louisville game, I'm sorry. That time says 12:30. It is actually at 1 p.m. I apologize.
Who gives a fuck?
They changed the time. I apologize. Just for all of you watching, if you're wondering when the game is, I like to put the times there so you'll know when the game is. 1 p.m., not 12:30. Sorry about that. So.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about that? Anyway.
Oh, come on, man. I got to do my bit.
So, yeah, we got an interesting matchup for that. I don't know about this. I know we got it game of the week. I said it was game of the week, J-Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Is Army really that good? Or have they been getting lucky? Because
I'll give my opinion, but I have
really. You want to give your prediction first before I give mine? Because
I was just gonna say 4 words that would define my whole opinion on Army. Are you ready? Who have they played?
Yeah.
Who have they played?
And
can you answer that?
No, you really can't. Notre Dame is probably one of the hottest teams entering the college football playoff conversation, if not the hottest team that nobody is really looking at as a fucking threat. I am convinced that this Notre Dame team, after that NIU loss, got pissed off and they've been obliterating everybody. Meanwhile, Army, as well as they've been playing for their type of offense and their type of defense, they've competed. They haven't blown anybody out like crazy. Okay,
ECU, but I mean ECU and UAB, but
uh, exactly my point. Like
Tulsa.
Notre Dame is whooping everybody's asses out here.
Yeah.
Regardless of the name, they are kicking their fucking ass. Okay, and you gotta understand, like Notre Dame just mollywopped Navy not too long ago when we predicted Navy to win because we're Navy stands. Notre Dame might be one of the favorites to win the national championship right now, based on solely how they're playing. Solely. And yeah, they're about 88% favorites to an Army team that's a 12% favorite this matchup. Bryson Daly is a great, phenomenal triple option quarterback. But he ain't going to score over 20 against this Notre Dame defense. Give me Notre Dame 42-17.
Okay.
I think the Fighting Irish are for real. They are a team to be reckoned with. Marcus Freeman has got those guys locked in and focused, laser focused, to where they are just whooping everybody's ass. And I'm not kidding, JMO, when I say this. I fucking hate Notre Dame with a passion. But God damn it, I respect the way they fucking play football right now. They are probably one of the realest fucking teams to watch right now. Like I said, I fucking hate Notre Dame with a passion. I hate those stupid gold flaky helmets and their stupid Shamrock Series uniforms, which are nice, but I just hate that they have their own thing like that and have their own network, NBC. But you have to respect the level of play that they're playing. After a loss like NIU, you expect the team to demoralize themselves. No, they said, fuck that shit. We're way better than this shit. Goes out, whips everybody's ass. Okay? Whips everybody's ass. Regardless if you think that Notre Dame's irrelevant or not, you need to fucking wake up and actually see what Notre Dame's doing right now. Because this team right now is a fucking threat to society right now with the way they're playing football. And you have to respect them. I'm just gonna say that right now. Army, great season, but goodbye. You're not gonna go to the college football playoff. And you're gonna lose to Tulane in the American Conference Championship. Since you already clinched it. But J-Mo, your prediction?
So, all right, I gotta be careful with this one, DJ, because obviously I know people don't like when I do blowouts, okay? So I'm gonna be careful, and I'm gonna give you a careful analysis on my thinking when I say this prediction, okay? So, there's a reasoning for this, because I'm not walking into a trap like last time where, you know, I get shit on for predicting against Tulane and by a huge margin. Hold up.
And then you fucking got found out.
So, here's my thing. Right now, what I'm seeing, Army's last 5, 2 games stand out blaringly obvious to me, and this indicates to me that Army is quickly losing momentum. Right?
Yep.
North Texas is a good team, but they were only able to get. They're not as good as Notre Dame. First of all, let me tell you that.
Fuck.
So, and they were only able to get 2 scores on North Texas defense.
Yep.
2 scores. 14-3 was the final score. Air Force, really not that great a team. Only able to get 3 scores. In my book, the only people they've been able to blow out are bottom of the barrel teams. UAB, ECU, Tulsa. Dude, like, I would put I would put Notre Dame up there along the same lines as Louisville, and we both saw that game, 31-24. It was a duel. It was a duel, man. It's crazy. Notre Dame ended up winning that game 31-24. I really think Notre Dame is it. I know we talked a lot of shit at the beginning of the season, but they came out with a vengeance. They came back from that loss with a vengeance, and they have not let up since. Final scores against Stanford, 49-7. Final score against Navy, who we are saying is a very, very good team, obviously proven wrong last week, right? Because they got blown out 35-0, correct?
Yep.
Against FSU, 52-3. Even for FSU, that's a pretty hefty margin. Virginia, 35-14. So when I say this score, I want you to know that I'm seeing Leonard's numbers right now. I'm seeing Love's numbers right now, and I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna be a slaughter, a slaughter. But do I think Army will get a few pity scores? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Give me Notre Dame, 42-14.
Damn near similar.
42-14. Yeah.
Damn near similar.
Yeah. I think Army will stop one score maybe, but I think Notre Dame just walks off with it. I think they get. In fact, I think it'll be 28. I think it'll be 28-0 at the half.
Yeah,
I really do. I can
it's gonna
see
be bad.
Army, you're
as
due
much
for a
as I
loss,
wanna-
unfortunately. I love the way you've been playing. I love the heart. I love the motivation. But honestly, this is where it stops. And Notre Dame's like, this is where Notre Dame says, I'm gonna stop you right there, because we're a college football playoff team. You guys are not. You guys have not had the strength of schedule to keep up with us this year. I think that Army is finally due for their loss. It was a good one. ESPN has this at an 87%, 88% actually. I'm gonna go ahead and call that 88% against Army. Army is a measly 12%. So if Army wins this, it'll be the upset, probably the upset of the year. But I'm telling you, Army, you gotta walk. The only way I can see you win this game is if you put everything on the field. The only way I see this.
Create turnovers
on the field.
and
yeah,
make Riley Leonard
you have
uncomfortable.
to make Riley Leonard miss, and I don't know how y'all are gonna do that. I could be surprised, but right now, the way I'm seeing the numbers, 42-14 Notre Dame.
Just know that you and I are going to be paying close attention to that matchup.
Yeah.
For sure. After our game, we're going to watch this game. I'll be at work, obviously, but God damn it, I will not miss this game. But if I end up changing the fucking channel at the half, so be it. Next game we're going to talk about, number 7 Alabama taking on Oklahoma in Norman, Oklahoma. What I was going to talk about earlier, but I fucked that up somehow. Let me tell you, JMO.
Mm-hmm.
This Alabama team is about the same page as Notre Dame right now. They're playing their best football right now. I'm going to just make it short and simple. 42-9 Alabama. 42-9.
Okay. Expand on that.
Oklahoma's offense is fucking god-awful. And I know, listen, to the people that are on Twitter calling me crazy about the trap game thing about Oklahoma and Alabama, I put that there for a reason. To give Oklahoma hope. And also, Jalen Milroe tends to slip up on games like this, too, if you really think about it. I don't know, Vanderbilt. The Alabama defense struggled in that game as well. But Oklahoma does not have an offense. Or they won't have an offense this season because their season's almost over with for the first time since the fucking 90s, bro. Think about that. 28 years of full eligibility on the line. 28 fucking years. That's my lifetime. You were born 2 years before Oklahoma was bowl eligible consistent at 28 years. This is going to be a bad football game, folks. Alabama's going to fucking steamroll them 42-9. J-Mo, go ahead.
So, again, I know a lot of people don't like seeing me predict blowouts. I know you don't like seeing me predict blowouts.
But in this case,
wait. So, I'm going to give reasoning, right? Jaden Milroe is on the hunt for the Heisman. Let's be honest here. He's on the hunt for the Heisman. He's trying to get, I mean, look at his numbers. And he has every right to do so. He's 2,300 yards passing on the season, 600 yards rushing. He's the team's rushing leader right now with 600 yards, 120 carries, 17 touchdowns rushing alone. A grand total of 32 touchdowns for his team by himself. By himself.
yeah.
This man is in the hunt for the Heisman. Jackson Arnold is a whole different story, just trying to make do with what he has. 131 for 214 on the year, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's quite literally a 20% chance that he will throw the ball to the other team. 20% chance that he will throw the ball to the other team.
Yep.
Do I think Barnes is as good a rusher? Barnes isn't even as good a rusher as Jalen Milroe. He's only got 5 touchdowns and 122 carries. The team's running back cannot match up to Jaden Milroe. This guy's on the hunt for the Heisman. He's playing phenomenal football. Honestly,
That's a plate too.
And let's not forget, this Alabama defense is something to write home about. This Alabama defense is phenomenal at physical football. If you did not see it in the Georgia game, if you did not see it against
LSU.
Yeah. And also, let's talk about Missouri. Oklahoma versus Missouri. How did that go? You lost to fucking Missouri, 30-23.
That game.
How do you do that? Missouri is like one of the worst teams. I think Kentucky would wash over Missouri. Missouri is quite possibly one of the worst teams in the SEC right now, and you lost to them. How do you do that? When I say this score, TJ, I better not get any flack because this is backed up by research that I'm seeing. Alabama has not scored Alabama has outscored their opponents the last 3 games by a margin of almost like five scores.
Yes, yeah.
This Jaden Milroe is on the hunt. I'm giving this one to Alabama 35-0. I think we're going to see our first shutout of the year. I don't think Jackson Arnold gets a single fucking point on the board. I think he gets intercepted 2 or 3 times this game.
And then Malachi Nelson, how many interceptions does he throw?
Yeah. Dude, I really don't think Oklahoma.
I think my score is going to be a little bit more questionable than yours because how the fuck did Oklahoma drive down the field against that Bama defense?
I think a shutout is way more likely. I think a shutout is way more likely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to get the bad feedback. I'm going to get TJ's feeling a little pity for Oklahoma right now because he went through this as a Texas fan. But against shittier teams like BYU back in the day with Taysom Hill, that fucking prick. Anyway.
So yeah, I've got Alabama winning in a shutout victory. I don't think Jackson Arnold or Barnes gets on the board. I think Alabama takes it 35-0. And that's like I said, Oklahoma, sorry. You guys have been on the decline phenomenally. You guys lost to Texas. After Red River rivalry, I was like, you can't lose 34-3 and think that against one of the better teams in the nation. You can't lose 35-9 against South Carolina and think you deserve a spot in the top 25. You can't do it. You can't do it. Lost to Ole Miss, lost to South Carolina, lost to Texas, and then the Missouri loss. That's just like, all right.
That Missouri.
We know how low you guys are. We know how low you guys are.
Let me tell you how.
By the way, there's a reason for this score. What did
go ahead.
Alabama do to Missouri?
Shut them out.
About the same score, right? 34-0.
Yep.
We're putting them on the same lines. If Missouri and Oklahoma are even Steven across the board right now, Alabama's going to do the same thing to them.
I agree.
I was hesitating to put this at 49-0. I was hesitating. I was like, I'll give you a little credit. Maybe you're not that bad. Still, though, I don't think Jackson Arnold. I cannot write down a 7 in that column.
So,
I can't do it. That's the only thing I could write down.
Let me break down how me and my buddy, we were sitting there at the Sugar Shack, little bar, little dive bar in Rockport, Texas. Sitting there on my phone watching fucking Oklahoma and fucking Missouri. And
Also,
the
Champion,
last
thank you for the
sequence
message.
of the
Vamos
game,
Cardinales. Vamos Cardinales. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude.
Huh?
We got a chat message. Champy said, Vamos Cardinales. Yes, sir. That means go Cardinals. Go Cardinals
Oh,
in Spanish.
I thought that was like a. I'm sorry, I thought that was like a fajita meat or something. I don't know.
No. No. Champy, thank you for popping in. Appreciate
Yeah.
your love. Hope you're doing all right.
Appreciate the love, Champy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
We did have the Cardinals winning too.
Yeah. All across the board, Cardinals won that. Will win against Pitt. But yeah. One more thing. We're going to talk about the dive bar incident. So we're sitting there watching. Me and my buddy are sitting there watching the Oklahoma-Missouri game. Missouri just tied the game up or just took the lead or something. Yeah, they just took the lead. Oklahoma's trying to drive down the field.
Yeah.
And what in the fuck did they do the last play? They played schoolyard bullshit.
Yeah.
And Jackson Arnold's running this way to the sideline. Pitches it to his tight end. His tight end. Okay, I got to move this real quick. So the tight end, instead of looking out here, right, looking out for maybe a possible receiver to throw behind because you can't throw forward, he does this. Throws it to the fucking sideline. I'm telling you, this fucking Oklahoma team is by far the most embarrassing football team to come out of Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the state of Oklahoma real quick.
Yep.
Before we move on to Vanderbilt and LSU. What the fuck is happening in football over there? You got Oklahoma about to be bowl ineligible for the first time in 28 years. You got Oklahoma State, who's bowl ineligible. Tulsa, I don't even know what the fuck their record is, but they've been horrible over the last decade or two.
Yep.
What the fuck is going on over there? Is it the transfer portal? Is it NIL? What the fuck is happening over there? We're talking like a massive decline at a prominent blue blood and also a program as such as Oklahoma State, who returned 28 or 22 people on their roster. It shut the bed. You know why? Because of Alan Bowman.
Yep.
But nobody wants to talk about that. But Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma right now, is in peril. I think this will be the first time that all three big schools at Oklahoma not be in a bowl game. Tulsa, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma. If Oklahoma doesn't win out or actually win against Alabama or this next team we're about to talk about. Vanderbilt at LSU. Oklahoma plays LSU next week. LSU's already bowl eligible, but they've been shitting the bed over the last couple of games. Ever since that, think of it. But anyway, Vanderbilt has been on a decline this season too after their big win over Alabama. I'm telling you, this is going to be a bad SEC game. Low scoring. Diego Pavia is trying to get more eligibility, but he's not going to be able to. So he's going to try to sue the NCAA, but he's not going to be able to. I'm honestly not a fan of this game. I don't even know why I put this game on the board. We should have put Texas Kentucky over this game, honestly.
I would have
We
loved
probably
that.
would have been. We put it. It's my fault.
It's an interesting game, though. I understand why you put it on there because both of their records are 3. They both got even records across the board right now. Which
yeah,
is
across
also,
the board.
I want to point out
both of them are struggling.
This is the first season that we have seen LSU and Vanderbilt in a while in contention with each other for a spot higher up in the bracket. They're both 6-4 overall records, 3-3 in conference. This is going to be a game for stakes, which I can't believe I'm saying. I never thought that I would be saying LSU and Vanderbilt will be a game for like conference stakes.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Vanderbilt beat LSU this week and then they go on to face Tennessee next week? So
it's not completely out of the question. It is not completely out of the question.
If they beat Alabama, which they did, they beat LSU, which is a possibility, and then they go on to face Tennessee and beat Tennessee, that would be the fucking craziest story in college football. Honestly. An 8-4 Vanderbilt team. Never would have thought. Especially during these times, the transfer portal and NIL. But listen, this is going to be a bad football game, in my opinion. I think LSU's on a decline. Nussmeier has been severely disappointing. I don't think Vanderbilt's really talent-wise matched with LSU. They got a lot of heart. I will give them that, which puts my score to this. LSU's going to win the game somehow. Last-minute field goal to make it a 10-score game. 24-14. Go Tigers.
Okay, 24-14.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I just think it's going to be a bad football game, honestly. It's going to be one of the most boring football games out there. I hope I'm wrong.
This one's hard for me, TJ. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like the fact that you picked this. I don't think it's gonna be boring at all. I'm gonna be positive here. I think it's gonna be a really good. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's stakes on the line. I think LSU is declining, but I think Vanderbilt has a lot of heart. Originally, I had picked LSU to win this, but here's the way I think it's going to go down. I can see this happening because you said that LSU is on decline, and I wholeheartedly agree. Nussmeier's interception
I think everybody agrees with that.
Nussheimer's interception numbers. Look at this shit, man. 11 interceptions. 11 interceptions on the year.
Can't be worse than Carson Beck, right?
I don't know about that, but 11 interceptions. All I know is that is some bad. That is bad in and of itself. Yeah. My opinion, also, if you just watch Nussmeier play, doesn't seem like he has a lot of heart into it anymore. He is like Carson Beck in that fashion. He just doesn't seem like he may be good on this. He may be good on the stat sheets, but honestly, where is it, man? Where's the heart? You know, after that Alabama game, I gained a lot of respect for Vanderbilt, and here's the way I think it's gonna go down. I think they'll be tied. Second quarter. Okay. I think they'll be tied.
Okay.
I think LSU will get up on a field goal. Originally, I had the score at 17-14. Then it became the question, who do I think is the better fourth quarter team?
Vanderbilt.
Who do I think is the better fourth quarter team?
Vanderbilt.
Give me Vanderbilt 21-17.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Diego Pavia, as much as an idiot as you are being right now, I think you're still the better football player. I think you have a lot of heart. I think you have a lot to offer this game. This game will be your Super Bowl. I think you go off this game. I think you throw 2 touchdowns, and I think you rush
Well,
for possibly
hold on.
one.
I wouldn't say that he needs to treat this game like his Super Bowl because he's got Tennessee now, which is Vanderbilt's
Well,
Super Bowl.
okay. Respectfully, with a player like him, he plays every game like it is his Super Bowl.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. But
He's got a lot of heart, and I think
Yeah.
he's got more heart than Nussmeier. I think this is LSU's dagger. Right now, ESPN, I'm picking against the odds here. Right now, ESPN's got him at a 70.9 odds, and it got LSU at 70.9 odds, and got Vanderbilt at 30% or 29.1%.
I guarantee you it's because of the name brand of the school.
This is one where I'm going to go against the grain. I think Vanderbilt, honestly, they proved me wrong. They've proven everybody else wrong.
Yeah.
I can, and TJ, I know you can see this happening. This is not out of the question. I really think that they're going to be tied.
Definitely not out of the question.
I think this is going to be a hardy game from Diego Pavia. I think he's going to show out on the stage once again and show why he belongs in the SEC's top contenders.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that governor for do you think the governor for Louisiana is going to bring that stupid tiger in?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. But
did you see that shit?
I didn't.
When LSU played against Alabama, they brought in that fucking tiger and that damn glass or whatever that he was in was fucking atrocious.
I want to address this real quick. A lot of fans I've been seeing on Twitter have been saying that, because I've been thinking about this prediction a lot, and it's like, oh, well, LSU got beat by Alabama 42-13, and Vanderbilt beat Alabama. First of all, this is a very different Alabama team that we're seeing, so that's a horrible comparison to make. So if you're comparing, that's like comparing apples to oranges. This Alabama team that we're seeing right now is a very different Alabama team. They're filled with rage and they're filled with fury ever since that Georgia game. Ever since the loss to Vanderbilt, they have been on a roll because Jaden Milroe will not stop. Jaden Milroe basically said, from what I'm seeing, he basically said, fine, I'll fucking do it myself. That's what I've been seeing. Now he's on track for the Heisman.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're starting to sound like somebody that I know very well.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to sound like a bit. Talking to those fucking casuals.
Hmm?
Remember what I said about Tulane? You were talking about how they lost early in the season. I said, that don't matter. Wait until they play against Navy. We're going to find out how good they really are, and you're starting to sound like me this week more. I like it.
I went back.
The Alabama take you did was the Tulane take that I had last week.
Well, so I went back and I reanalyzed like the way I do scores. Honestly, man, it just comes down to heart with this game. A game like this where it's down to standings, it's almost like I said the same thing about the Pittsburgh Baltimore game. You never know what's going to happen with a game like this. And it's the same thing. You never know what's going to happen. And I've been seeing the Twitter wars like, oh, Alabama's a worse team than Vanderbilt, so we really think that LSU's going to win. It's like, that's not a good reason. I think the reason that LSU is going to lose this game is because Nussmeier makes too many mistakes. I think 11 interceptions is a really, really bad stat to have as a quarterback. That 22 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, that means for 33 throws, 1/3 of the time you're going to throw it to the other team. I don't like that stat at all. That tells me that you cannot be trusted as a quarterback. Whereas Diego Pavia, I'm seeing 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, with 1,843 yards on the year, a combined total of about 2,500 yards on the year. I'm putting my faith in that man versus Nussmeier. I'm sorry. I really think that ESPN is buying into the hype of the LSU name a little too much. I really think that they don't have the heart to back it up versus Vanderbilt. I think this is going to be Vanderbilt's heart showing out on the world stage once again. And forget you not, I'm the one who bashed Vanderbilt early on in the season.
Yep.
I'll eat that crow, and I will say you have changed my mind. I'm a Vanderbilt fan.
I'll be honest here.
Yeah.
When I look at both teams, honestly, after you just said that, I'm not changing my prediction, by the way.
No, I didn't think you would. I honestly would have lost a little bit of respect.
Brian Kelly is slowly losing his locker room, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not because he yells at them or.
In my opinion, he already has.
No, you're right. You're right. But my point is like this right here. I think Brian Kelly's losing his locker room. I think he has lost his locker room. He lost the fan base. And his biggest problem is his own pride. And he always throws players and coaches underneath the bus. It's never his fucking fault in game situation like this. Like, I understand yelling at a kid about missing an assignment or whatnot, but to go in a press conference and just continuously after a loss, throw your coaches under the bus, throw your fucking players under the bus, throw your fan base under the bus. He's done that at Notre Dame. That's why I don't like Brian Kelly. Not because he yells at kids on the sidelines. It's because he throws his players and his coaches, and he's even thrown his fan base underneath the bus.
Oh man,
like,
I think this is just a grown man's temper tantrum, man. It's sad. It's sad to see, and it's honestly, losers do that, man. I really think they do. Like, I think
that's another spot that Kurt Signetti should go to.
Yeah.
LSU. I guarantee you they'll buy into that fucking guy real quick. Just like what Indiana's doing.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I really think that more and more you're seeing the heart dip down from this LSU team. That's going to take them out of the playoff run completely.
No, they're already out. They're done.
Yeah.
They've been done since.
So there's really nothing to play for anymore. You're absolutely right. There's really nothing to play for anymore.
They've been done since the Alabama game, bro. Like,
why would I give a fuck? Like, I've got more to play for if I'm Vanderbilt right now, and I really think that's going to be the difference.
Oh, goddamn right! Yeah,
fact, you know what?
That's a better goal position.
I can absolutely see this happening. LSU up 17-14. Diego Pavia rushes it in for like an over 50 or 60 yard rush.
I can see it too
for the game winner. I think that's.
I guarantee you that Death Valley ain't gonna act. I could say that because they're tired of mediocrity.
Yeah.
If Ed Ogeron can lead LSU to a national title, why can't Brian Kelly? Here's the reason: he don't know how to manage fucking kids. He's terrible at it. Yeah. I've been fucking saying this shit for a long fucking time, and here we are today with LSU, another victim of fucking Brian Kelly's indecisiveness. It's almost as bad as Mike. No, it's worse than Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if Dallas ever decides to fire Mike McCarthy and Brian Kelly applies for that job and the Cowboys somehow interview him and hire him, I will not watch a Cowboys game. I just will not. Brian Kelly has gotten lucky over the years with great talent, but has shown nothing for it. No conference championships, no fucking national championships. He's only been to the playoffs one fucking time at Notre Dame, and that was back when Notre Dame was awesome. He went to a national championship with fucking homeboy with the fake girlfriend, Manti Te'o. I'm telling you right now, Brian Kelly is the most overrated fucking coach in college football. He is. I'm just going to throw that out there. And it's not because he yells at kids on the sideline. It's because he has fucking temper tantrums in a press conference about his fucking coaches and his fucking players. How condescending is that? Honestly, J-Mo.
Very.
Like, I feel like Brian Kelly wants to be a supervisor. He wants to be the supervisor and not be the CEO. Like, he wants to be a coordinator instead of a head coach. That's the vibe I'm getting. Hate me if you do, hate me if you don't. But that's the vibe I'm getting with Brian Kelly. I think Brian Kelly's super fucking overrated. I've been saying that since he was fucking hired at LSU, since he was coaching Notre Dame, which kept Notre Dame out of the playoffs, by the way.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you want to be real, he is a upper class Mark Stoops.
That's a pretty good comparison. I like that right there.
Upper class Mark Stoops. But we're going to move on to the NFL week.
Before we do, TJ,
12.
I believe you have something to say. I believe you
Yeah,
have
I
something
do,
to
but
say.
keep the folks talking.
All right. Well, okay, to be honest with you, I think this week in college football, if you are looking forward to a good time with college football this week, honestly, I think you're not going to be disappointed. Me and TJ were talking about it a little bit, and he wasn't really too excited for this week in college football, but honestly, I kind of am. There are a lot of good weeks, or there are a lot of good games that you're going to end up seeing. I have a lot of closer scores. That's because of the way that I, redid the way I analyze stuff. But I honestly think that you're going to be shocked if you're a college football fan. You're going to be shocked with a lot of games this week. I think a lot of them are going to be closer. I think a lot of these teams are coming down to their final form. I think that we're going to see a lot of closer scores from here on out. I don't think we're going to see a lot of blowouts, save for the two that we address, which is the Notre Dame game and the Alabama game. But I really, really am looking forward to seeing what this weekend brings. I am really excited for the Texas-Kentucky game. I think even though that's probably going to be a blowout, no offense to the Wildcats, I think that it's going to be a phenomenal game just, to celebrate both our cultures. Me and TJ are probably going to both be watching that. We debated doing it on call. So we actually debated streaming it, but we just didn't think that was the right call because we don't have the specifics figured out for how to do that. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for this week in college football. I think it's going to be an exciting one. I really think it's going to be an exciting week. Now moving on to NFL. So I don't know what my exact record is. I'll ask TJ when he gets back, but I think overall we ended up doing pretty good. I don't know if what was my record in NFL, TJ?
Hang on, let me fix it on my end.
What was my record last week?
Your record last week was 2-1.
2-1. What did you go?
Yeah.
Did you go 2-1 as well?
I went 2-2.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you predicted the extra. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we would have had the same record. Which one did I get wrong?
You got the Atlanta game wrong.
Okay.
Denver mollywopped the shit out of Atlanta.
Dude, I hate it for Kirk Cousins, man. I hate it for Kirk Cousins. All right.
Kirk James, dude.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I like him a lot. But all right.
Yeah. I hate it for Bijan.
Are you guys ready to see this? This is gonna be. Oh man. All right. Okay. Here you go.
Hey, you like my black cock on my arm?
What are you holding, man?
It's my black cock.
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck?
So, the wonderful fans of the PMP. I made a bet with J-Mo last week. After the Chiefs and Bills played, And I lost that bet.
Oh man.
So I have a question that may or may not be true, which if you go through my Twitter history, it's definitely not true, but as I stroke my black cock here.
Oh my god.
He's my support black cock, by the way. His name is Timothy. Listen, what I said about Taylor Swift and the Swifties, and you know I don't do notes. I don't prepare for stuff like this. I just don't. But I apologize for what I said last week. I didn't mean it. And Taylor, you taught me how to shake off tough losses. You taught me how to shake off certain things, even though you go through boyfriend to boyfriend, you know. And you know, it's time to shake it off, Taylor. It's time to shake off my confession. My confession for my love for you and the Swifties. You know, it's time to shake that shit off. You know, just shake it off. Shake it off. You know, this may hurt the channel, but I'm doing it for you, Taylor. Because your boyfriend couldn't get the fucking job done. And your best friend's fucking husband is overrated. But you know what? I still love you, Taylor. I still love your music. I shake it off every once in a while when I'm in the bathroom, but that's what I do, you know? TMI, but fuck it, you know? I'm confessing my love. Yeah. You happy, J-Mo? Was that 5 minutes?
Nah, it's 3. But it's
okay,
acceptable.
2 more minutes of it.
It's acceptable. It's acceptable. I'm just, I'm tired of seeing you up there, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you look so uncomfortable. You look so uncomfortable up there.
You think? Why do you think I have my black cock out right now?
Okay,
My
first
emotional
of all,
support black.
I want to say before we move on, there is a new power couple in NFL. Reigning new power couple, Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld. You guys are the fucking voice of Vi and Arcane, fucking badass motherfucking bitch. Haley Steinfeld is the GOAT, honestly. And Josh Allen, you are also the GOAT. I hope you go to I hope you both go to a Super Bowl this year, and there's a new and people are raving about the new power couple. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Haley Steinfeld the GOAT. Haley Steinfeld the GOAT.
So I'm gonna give 3 claps to that.
New power
Good
couple.
job, Buffalo.
I'm all for that one. We gotta invent an acronym for the Haley Steinfeld fucking fan base, I guess. Haley Steinfeld, Josh Allen fan base. The Steinfelds.
Whoa. The Stallions. Stallions.
No.
Like stallions, but stallions. Think about it. Great market tool right there. But no.
On a real note, good job on getting it done.
I'll be honest,
I am proud of you. I am proud of you. Good job, guys. You got it done.
Oh, I thought you were telling me you were proud of me, but fuck me, I guess.
Hey, you should have picked the right team, man. That's all I'm saying.
I shouldn't have made the fucking bet. I need to stop doing these fucking bets.
Hey,
maybe Timothy wouldn't have to come out here.
To be fair, I walked you into it, so I mean, you know.
Fair enough. All right,
You
so
were
we're
destined
gonna
to
go
lose
over these
that.
4 games real quick
Yes, sir.
before we sign off and say our last couple words or whatever. San Francisco 49ers They have been riddled with injuries, but they just lost to the Seahawks this past week.
It seems like the whole NFL is riddled with injuries right now.
It's been like that for the past several years. Probably because the fucking McDonald's that we eat. Thank RFK for fixing our problems. But anyway, they'll be traveling to Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers, a legendary stadium that I still want to go visit. I got the Packers winning 34-20 in the match. I think the Packers are...
why?
I think the Packers are fucking good is why. And I think the fucking 49ers can't produce that much offense matchup.
My God.
34-20.
34-20?
Yep.
I knew you had the Packers winning, but I didn't know by that fucking much. That's in... What?
Yeah, 49ers are looking pretty bad right now, especially with all the injuries. Isn't that right, Timothy?
Oh, man. Okay, I will say that Bosa is questionable, right?
Yeah.
If Bosa returns, this is probably going to be a very different ball game, right?
Yeah. That was one of my reasons.
Also, is Brock Purdy's also questionable as well, isn't he? He's questionable to return this weekend.
I believe so.
Okay, if both of
But Brock
those guys,
Purdy has been playing that well this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. But in my opinion, come on, man, you can't sit there and look at Love's 11 interceptions, dude. Like, holy
Hey, he's just about Jordan Love though. It's the run game too. Like
I will give you that. I will give you that. The run game.
Yeah,
is
like
honestly,
the run game will help Green Bay. Game.
I can see TJ. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see this game going either way.
Yeah.
Especially if Purdy and Bosa return. I have two scores.
For sure.
I think if Bosa and Purdy do not return, I think this may be a one-score game for San Francisco, and then like a 5-score game for the Packers. We could see a slaughter, but my official prediction, because I do think that both Bosa and Purdy will come back, I think it'll be 21-17 49ers. I think it'll be close. Okay. I don't see the 49ers just waltzing off with this victory. I don't think that's going to happen. I know the 49ers are looking terrible right now because they are riddled with injuries, but I don't know, man. I really think that if the right players come back into play, 49ers have a chance. So I'm going to give this one to the 49ers. I think they come back for the upset victory. Right now, they're the underdog, 45% on ESPN, 54% on ESPN for the Green Bay Packers. So I'm picking the underdog here, but I think they can get it done. I think they'll win 21-17.
It's a fair take.
Yeah.
Cardinals at Seahawks. Arizona's a 1-point favorite in this matchup. Yes, I think this could be a fantastic, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Kyler Murray's playing his best football with Mercedes Marr. I really like the way Seattle's playing lately.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks here, 28-24. Close.
28-24. Okay. All right. Well, our scores are not too far off, actually. I have got... What's up?
Different picks, though?
Huh? What'd you say?
Different picks, though?
No. We have the same picks. I got the Seahawks winning. I have the Seahawks winning, actually. I think, I just don't see any way that the Cards run off with this. Like, I don't think that the Cards will get it done. I think Kyler Murray's a phenomenal quarterback, but Geno Smith is looking really hot this year. Well, okay, I say hot, kind of like, he's doing better, like, recently. There we go.
Yeah.
Why are you? What the hell are you doing? That's throwing me off. He's doing better recently. That's what I'll say. I think 11 touchdowns, 11 interceptions is I think 11 touchdowns, 11 interceptions is ridiculous. But I also think that the Arizona Cardinals are without a lot of their players. Like I said, if they all come back, it could be a different story. Right now, I have the Seahawks winning 28-21, though. I don't think it's going to be...
I just saw it on the big screen.
Oh, my goodness. All right, moving on. We got the Eagles
and
we got the Rams.
We got the Philadelphia Eagles, who have been rather impressive over the last couple weeks.
Yes, they
taking on the LA Rams, who, in my opinion, are good, but they're still riddled with injuries that are issues, in my opinion. Philadelphia is a 3-point favorite. I'm going with the favorite in this one. Philadelphia by 10. Not 3, 10. 31-21.
Okay. All right.
I just don't think that the Rams offense produced much. I think that even with Matthew Stafford there, I think the Rams are kind of riddled with injuries right now, and it's hurting. It's hurting them real bad. But yeah, I just don't know about this one for the Rams.
I think you're right on that. I have a little bit of a different score. I think Jalen Hurts, first of all, is having a pretty good year. But Saquon Barkley, can we talk about him? He's having a phenomenal year.
NFL
8 touchdowns on the year. Yeah. 1137.
K-Dub said that too. Hey, shout out to K-Dub for too. He said NFL MVP should be Saquon Barkley.
He's having a phenomenal year, man. He's having a phenomenal year. And honestly, he's making the Eagles look really, really good. Establishing the run game is one of the most important things that an offense can do. And when you establish that run game, it opens it up for quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts to capitalize. I think that's what you're seeing going on in with a lot of successful teams right now. And I think the Eagles will get it done. I actually have the score margin pretty up there this week. I have it 35-24, Philadelphia. I think that's fair. Because when you look at Los Angeles, they're just not getting they're not getting anything done on the offensive side of the ball, unfortunately. I think Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback. He's 2,500 yards on the year, 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But I just don't. Every time I see him play, it's like something is missing. It's like ever since he lost that Super Bowl, he has not played the same, and I will stand by that belief. I really see the Eagles. The Eagles are 8-2, by the way. Can we talk about that? They're doing phenomenally on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense is incredible. They're firing on all cylinders. I could really see these guys going to the Super Bowl and putting it up to the Chiefs. I really think we're going to see the Philadelphia Eagles go all the way this year. I'm really that confident.
God help me if that happens.
Yeah.
Again. I have a personal friend down here. She's a huge Eagles fan. Shout out to Nikki. God forbid if that happens, because she will never shut up about it. It's already bad enough that my Cowboys are shit in bed, so.
Yeah.
And I know it looks like I'm a fucking T-shirt fan or a bandwagon for every fucking team because I'm wearing a Mahomes jersey. Just to remind everybody, I lost a bet to myself, and I have to wear this jersey. Anyway, last game we're going to talk about, the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. Isn't that weird that both the Chargers and Rams are playing at home time?
they'll be playing right beside each other, bro.
No, they play in the same fucking stadium. Like, I just think they play different times. I don't.
That's gonna be funny if they're just overlapping. Like, what the hell?
Well, the fuck. I think they have like a little. I think they have like a little field turf thing where it rises up after it slides up.
Nope. You know why? You know why? Because they're playing on Monday. That's another wrong thing that I got. They're playing on Monday.
Gotcha.
Sorry about
that. But they still have the fucking deal where it slides
So
and
that's
it
not
bumped
on me.
up.
That's on when I looked it up. Apparently, the people that I go to right now, I'm looking at ESPN, which I'm going to use as my source for everything nowadays. But I
Oh
googled
yeah,
it and I went to the Sports Illustrated prediction. They have the time wrong. So if somebody is in touch with Sports Illustrated in any way, please tell them to change it. They have it as 11:24. It should be 11:25. I don't know if they've changed it
right.
already. They probably have, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that time is going to be Monday, November 25th at 5:15 p.m. Not Sunday, November 25th.
So
Just for clarification, guys. Sorry about
okay.
that.
No, don't be sorry. Do better. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so this game right here is a true test to the Chargers defense. How well can they defend the run, and how well can they defend a mobile quarterback in Lamar Jackson? Listen, I don't think that Ravens offense is the best offense in the NFL, but it's a very sufficient offense. However, the way Justin Herbert and J.K. Dobbins have been playing, I think it's going to give the Chargers a chance to win this game. I'm going with the Chargers in this one, 27-23. I think the Ravens defense.
There we go. Fixed it.
Yeah. Cool. The Ravens defense is the weakest part of the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Chargers are a complete team as far as like this matchup, but yeah, I'm going with the Chargers. 27-23. It'll be close.
I want to tell you, first of all, what a game the Ravens played against the Steelers. The Steelers are doing really well. Like, all serious talk, like, I really think the Steelers slayed out that game, but I think the Ravens were a respectable opponent. And like I said, you do not know what will happen. The Steelers had to put up a fight against the Ravens. You do not ever know what will happen in that rivalry. The Steelers could be, like, perfect, have a perfect season, and the Ravens could be, like, the worst team in the NFL, and that rivalry will still be one of you still will never know who's going to win because those that is like the max stakes are on the line. So but this matchup, I really think that you are looking, I have mad respect for Lamar Jackson. I really think you're looking at I really think you're looking at MVP material in Lamar Jackson. I mean, almost 3,000 yards on the year, 25 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Man, he's throwing almost perfect, dude.
Todd Monken is really doing a good job with Lamar. I'm just going to tell you that.
He has. I can definitely see Lamar going for MVP of the league. I can see that happening. I can see that 100% happening. It's no question in my mind. Now the question becomes, do I think the Chargers can stop them? The answer, unfortunately, I don't think. I think is no. I see a lot of cornerbacks and linebackers injured or questionable for the Chargers. I just see a lot of linebackers not even questionable. I just see them injured until December. So I think with that being said, at least with the 49ers, you had questionable, possibly coming back on the 24th. With the Chargers, they have a whole, they have a cornerback and a couple linebackers that are not scheduled to come back until December. And I think that's going to put the hurting on your defense. I think, give credit where it's due, I think the Chargers are a good team. I don't see them walking away with this victory, unfortunately, though. I think that Lamar Jackson will have a show-out game. I think it'll be 35-14. I really think so.
Whoa, 35-14? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
My justification for that is because I know that's going to send alarm bells. Like I said, couple injuries, not even questionable on the defensive side of the ball. That's you're running with your second string.
Basically,
make it hard. Gonna make it harder to stop Lamar. And I feel like Lamar ever since a couple games ago where they did really, really poorly. Or not a couple games, ever since the beginning of the year where they did really, really poorly against Las Vegas and Kansas City and Cleveland. Let's not forget they lost to Cleveland. That one stung. That one stung a lot. Losing to Pittsburgh is one thing. Losing to Cleveland, that's just disrespect because usually Cleveland is like one of the worst in the conference. So in the AFC
I
North.
agree.
So let's just say this Ravens team is pissed, especially after the Steelers loss. The Steelers loss is like, as soon as you, let me tell you something about the Ravens after the Steelers, after they lose to the Steelers. And I've seen this as a Steelers fan year after year after year. They come back with a vengeance like you've never seen them before. Now is when you start seeing the Ravens look like a Super Bowl team, and they look like, honestly, they could put up a fight with the Chiefs. This is the team that could put up a fight with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think that you're going to see them come out on fucking Monday, and you're going to see them slay out. And I don't think the Chargers have that fury in them. It's just different, man. Like, I really think that Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, I think they're going to come out and just play their asses off. I'm going to hand this to Lamar Jackson and his squad, Derrick Henry and his squad. Let's not forget, Derrick Henry established a run game right there. There you go. 35-14.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel perfectly justified calling 35-14. I really do.
That's a fair take right there, man.
Yep.
Well, that concludes our show right there, guys. Holy crap! What a great show. You got to see me confess a lie in front of national, even though it's not really national. And Twitch. First of all, this is a dog toy. Just to clarify, it's a dog toy. That's a chicken.
I was starting to wonder, man.
So, my dog hasn't seen this toy in a long time, so here you go. That's her baby. Honestly, man, I really enjoyed this show tonight. And the past couple of nights have been amazing. First, yesterday's show with just me recapping the show went to fucking 546 views. That's incredible. I think that's a little bit higher, or maybe a little bit lower than Movie Miles in the first one. Then today we did the college football playoff reaction show. That went to over 100. And tonight we're about to find out how many views we got tonight. I mean, bro, we are coming. Like fucking Deion Sanders says, we coming. I tell you what, J-Mo, this football season has been rather exhilarating for college football side. NFL side, you could say a little bit different. For me. I haven't been very entertained by much NFL except for Detroit for one, a couple others. But I don't know, man. I really think that this has been a great podcast tonight, coming off of two big bangers in a row. Guys, all I ask is don't just watch those short views or those views or the lives that we have of just me. Watch the main prediction show too, because this show right here is where we get the debate, we get everything on here, predictions, all that. You don't want to just see my ugly mug talking about recapping and college football playoff reaction. Unless you want me to curse at you, that's fine. I mean, that's fine to do that too. But at the same time, I want to curse at you guys on here too. It's fun that way. Come over here, leave a like, view, and give your take. Like Champy came on here, said Vamos Cardinal, whatever the fuck he said, because I can't speak Spanish where the fuck. But he said, let's go Cardinals. That's great. Good for him. We need more activity on it, is basically what I'm saying. The 500 views there on the recap could go to here. So, for those watching the PMP, thank you very much, by the way, for choosing us to watch football podcasting. I think we're one of the most underrated shows that nobody watches, honestly, because we're funny. We talk a lot of shit, and we debate a little bit. And we have a fun show, too. So, and I really enjoy, it really makes my day when I see a lot of views for the PMP as well, because it shows that our hard work is doing justice instead of looking at 8 views on one video and going, what the fuck are we doing wrong? You know, so I realize that these shows take forever with 2 people on, but they're very entertaining 2 to 3 hour shows. Do it. Especially when we do it live for people that watch and have fun with us, you know. So, J-Mo, any last words before we get the fuck out of here?
Nah, man. Just to summarize, I appreciate you guys' support. Show TJ your love. Keep on liking those shorts. Also, thank you for stopping by. If you guys stop by on here, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate all the love and support you guys do. Send us chat messages. We don't bite. I always say that. I always say that in my streams, like, if you're in here, don't be a stranger. There's a reason you're in here, and I love the engagement, I love the enthusiasm that I see out of every single person that comes into my chat and into this chat. So, guys, if you're on here, if you happen to stop by, don't be afraid to engage. Leave a like. Consider subscribing. Also, like I said, on TJ Shorts, he's doing a phenomenal job of doing that. I'm actually the one who told him, hey, that's something that you need to tap into. People love to see that. You should honestly, see what's going on there. And I think he's done a phenomenal job of just repetition, staying consistent. So he's working his tail off. Show him some love over there. And yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Much love as always. And back to you, TJ, I guess.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now, thank you guys for watching tonight. It's been a hell of a show. Y'all got to see me confess a lie live on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys for watching, because this is the greatest podcast to talk about football only, live on YouTube and Twitch. We are the Pigskin Mafia Podcast, PMP. Good night, and good night. Bang! Kill it!